Welcome in here to another Elmira Pioneers live stream. The Pioneers, after taking down Newark last night in a super intense, tight matchup, 11-9 the final, and that one have now traveled, made the trip all the way up here to Niagara, the farthest road trip for the Pioneers. And they will be taking on the Power today. Hello, everyone. I'm Alex Shipper, and I will be your play-by-play broadcaster today. And the Pioneers currently sitting at 16-10 overall, third place in the Western Division standings. As we take a look at the Western Division standings right now, of course, Batavia is sitting up there at the top at 20-9. Jamestown then second at 15-9, and then Elmira third and Niagara fourth. So the number 3 and number 4 teams duking it out here tonight in Niagara. Of course, Pioneers, as I said, 16-10 overall, and then the Power sitting right below them at 15-10. So if the Power win this one, they will jump the Pioneers into third place. If the Pioneers win this one, then they can potentially even jump Jamestown, depending on what happens with Jamestown. They are playing Newark tonight. Jamestown is currently leading that game, so we'll have to see. However, the Pioneers, this is a big test for them, obviously. Got the 11-9 win last night over Newark. That was a super intense matchup, back and forth, counter punch between the two teams. It was a heavyweight prize fight, super intense. They kept going back and forth between each team, trading punches and trading runs. Every team answered, and the Pioneers got the knockout punch in the top of the 9th inning. They were able to score 3 runs to make it 11-9, and then Brendan Ferrari came in and closed that one out in the bottom of the 9th. 3 straight strikeouts, 1, 2, 3 to end the ball game. And so now Pioneers trying to make it 2 in a row here and extend the season series against Niagara. They're currently sitting at 2-1 versus Niagara on the season. Not to mention that the last time that the Pioneers played the Power, they won 5-0. So a good track record of the Pioneers against the Power. They're looking to continue that tonight. And so now I'm going to quickly run through the Niagara Power lineup. Leading off, it'll be number 30, Andrew Stillinger, the second baseman. Batting second, it'll be number 20, Zach Evans, the shortstop. Batting third, it'll be number 44, Jackson Strong, the right fielder. Batting fourth, it'll be number 2, Vincent Morrow, the first baseman. Batting fifth, it'll be number 27, Steve Merkel, the extra hitter. Batting sixth, it'll be number 41, Billy Morris, the third baseman. Batting seventh, it'll be number 3, Nick DiCarlo, the left fielder. Batting eighth, it'll be number 9, Cal Brazier, the designated hitter. Batting ninth, it'll be number 28, Jeremy Galinsky, the catcher. And batting 10th, it'll be number 17, Brett Johnson, the center fielder. But here's where things get interesting, because the pitcher on the mound tonight for the Power is number 35, Kench is his last name. I actually don't have his first name on record. He's not on their point streak roster, nor is he on my stat pack. So I actually have no idea what his first name is. All I was given was number 35 and last name Kench. And since there's no record of him on the stat packs, I'm assuming this is his first start, and perhaps the Power just recently signed him. I don't know. So Pioneers pretty much playing a wild card tonight with a interesting pitcher on the mound. We have no idea what he's going to be looking like or what he's going to be throwing tonight, so it'll be very interesting to see. And then now I'm going to go through the Elmira Pioneers lineup. Leading off, it'll be number 4, Weston Gingrich, the center fielder. Batting second, it'll be number 77, Joe Muzio, the first baseman. Batting third, it'll be number 10, John Schroeder, the right fielder. Batting fourth, it'll be number 9, Aiden Blake, the second baseman. Batting fifth, it'll be number 14, Jay Keller, the designated hitter. Batting sixth, it'll be number 8, Cooper Smith, the left fielder, making his return to the lineup. Batting seventh, it'll be number 44, Chris Bear. Batting eighth, it'll be number 16, Christian Zeely, the extra hitter. Batting ninth, it'll be number 26, Blaze Fadio, the shortstop. Batting 10th, it'll be number 15, Brody Bartenstein, the catcher. And and on the mound tonight for the Pioneers, it will be number 21, Devin Murray, making another start for him. And of course, as now we're about ready set for the national anthem, I'm going to talk about Murray and a couple of the players a little bit longer after this. However, right now I'm going to send us to the 21st Coach's Corner of the season. So let's take a listen to that. Hello everyone, I'm Alex Trippett, and I'm back here with the 21st day of the Coach's Corner. Once again, I'm joined by Assistant Coach Brian Joe, BJ. How are you doing today, Coach BJ?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Doing pretty good, Coach. And my first question for you, Coach, a big win last night, 11-9 over Newark. What were your takeaways from the game?
Well, we showed that we could be gritty, get down, come back, get down, come back. It was a pretty wild game, a lot of chirping going on, little testy game, but at the end of the day, we battled back and we got the W.
And now looking ahead to tonight's game, Coach BJ, You guys are sitting currently third in the standings, and you guys are playing Niagara tonight, who's currently sitting in fourth, right behind you guys. How important of a win is this for you guys to stay ahead of them in the standings?
A win would be really big. Give us some more separation in the standings, maybe gain some on the teams ahead of us. Overall, we just got to go out there and play our game. You know, a win would be great, but it can't happen whenever you want it to. You got to earn it. So, like I said, win would be huge. So that's what we're looking to do.
And my final question for you, Coach BJ. 6 of your players just got named to the All-Star team for the PGCBL. How does that make you feel?
Oh, that's awesome. You know, 6 guys worked their asses off, played hard, compete every single game. It just goes to show, you know, that Summer League might just be Summer League to some guys, but some guys perform, and, you know, the accolades in the summer I feel are just as important as in the spring.
Absolutely, Coach. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Welcome back here, and as you heard, me and Coach BJ talked about how there were 6 All-Stars named to the PGCBL All-Star team from the MI Pioneers roster. It's very exciting to see that. 3 pitchers and 3 batters, very well balanced, and I will now list off the players that are in the All-Star, and some of them will be starting tonight. First of all, it'll be number 7, Braden Coletta, who got an All-Star nod. Then it'll be Devin Murray, number 21, also an All-Star. And finally, the only other pitcher on the All-Star team from the Pioneers, it'll be number 49, Gardner Meeks, also got the All-Star nod. And then for the batters, it'll be number 1, Matt Granado, number 9, Aiden Blake, and number 10, John Schroeder, all got All-Star nods. So 6 players. So congratulations to those 6 players. An incredible accomplishment to be selected as an All-Star. They've been phenomenal all year for the Pioneers, and I can't wait to see what they do next and for the rest of the season. And, of course, a couple of them will be starting tonight, including Devin Murray, who will be on the mound, and Blake and Schroeder are also in the lineup for the Pioneers. And so now you're currently watching Kench warm up. Like I said, I don't have his first name, so this is going to be a bit interesting, but we'll have to go with that, and simply 35 Kench is all that I have on him. But it will be very interesting to see how he does against this Pioneers lineup. Of course, the Pioneers coming off of a 10-hit, 11-run win over Newark last night, so they're pretty hot right now. If they can keep it going here against Kench, they'll be in good shape. And so really, I think that's going to be one of the keys. And now it looks like we're about ready to get set here. Leading off this inning for the Pioneers in the top of the first, it'll be number 4, Weston Gingrich, the center fielder tonight. Gingrich making his 16th start, has a .217 batting average, 11 runs, 10 hits, 3 doubles, 10 RBIs, 7 walks, 14 strikeouts, and 9 stolen bases for him so far this season. Last time we saw him out was last night at Newark, where he had 2 runs, 2 hits, and a strikeout in that one. And so now he will step on into the batter's box in order to get set up to face Kench and get this game underway. Kench now will now set, deliver. That is going to be upstairs for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Gingrich here. No outs in the top of the first. And the game is officially underway. Kench nods his head to Galinsky. And now we'll set, fire, swung on a chop back foul right field side over the bleachers. And so count will go 1-1 here as it evens up to Gingrich. Gingrich had also a triple last night. That was one of his hits, was a triple last night in the game against Newark. So looking for him to continue his streak here. Kench 1-1 will now set, fire, swing and a miss there by Gingrich. And so the count will quickly go 1-2 here. Kench looking for his first strikeout in the first batter face for him. Kench now will set, deliver. That one will be in there just outside for ball 2. So 2-2 goes the count to Gingrich as it evens up. Still no outs in the top of the first. Game just got started. Kench now 2-2. Will now set, fire, swung on it, popped up, left field side here down the third base line. Both players are running for it, however, it will be out of play and foul. So the count will stay 2-2 here to Gingrich. It's really, as I am set up here in the sort of side press box for the power, and it's quite actually hard to see down the third base line. So I'll try and do my best here. The sky is also very light out tonight, so it's really hard to track the baseballs off the bats. Some of the players had trouble with that off of BP during this afternoon. Kench now 2-2 set steal, swung on it, popped up, and that's straight up in the air. Kench calls for it and will make the play. And so that will be a pop out for Gingrich, and there will be one out away here now. One out here in the top of the first inning. And so now that'll bring up number 77, Joe Muzio, the first baseman tonight. Muzio making his 14th start as a .349 batting average, leads the team in that category. 5 runs, 15 hits, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 7 RBIs, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts, and 9 stolen bases so far this season. He was really hot last night, 4 for 5 in last night's game against Newark. Kench sets deals. That one is upstairs for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Muzio. Yeah, Muzio, 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases in last night's game at Newark. 1-0 the count. Kench will set deal. Swung on a chop back foul by Muzio, so the count will even up 1-1. It actually goes aces wild here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Kench now nods over to Galinsky. And now we'll set, deliver, swing and a miss there by Muzio. And so the count will go 1-2 now. Kench still looking for his first strikeout here in this one. 1-2 the count to Muzio. 1 out here in the top of the first. Kench now will set, deliver. That one is outside for ball 2. So now 2-2 the count to Muzio as it evens up. Still only 1 out in the top of the first. Kench shakes his head once, now nods. And now we'll set, deal. That one is in there. Called strike 3. He struck him out. That's the first strikeout for Kench, and that'll put 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. So a strikeout for Muzio puts 2 outs on the board for Kench. But now that I'll bring on number 10, John Schroeder, the right fielder tonight. Schroeder, one of those all-stars that I mentioned earlier. He got the bid earlier this morning, and making his 24th start, so leads the team in that category now. He was tied with Matt Granado for it. Has a .292 batting average, 12 runs, 21 hits, as Kench will set fire. That one is inside and down low for ball 1. 5 doubles, 4 triples, 10 RBIs, 17 walks, 18 strikeouts, and 7 stolen bases for Schroeder as well. Kench 1-0 will set fire. That one is outside. Ball 2. 2-0 the count to Schroeder. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Kench now, 2-0, will set, deliver, swing on a driven into center field. That is going to get down, and that is going to be off the wall. It's going all the way back to the wall. Schroeder might be able to round second. He will round second. He's coming around to third. Schroeder will be at third, and he'll be safe. That is a stand-up triple for John Schroeder with 2 outs on the board in the top of the first inning. And now, that'll bring up number 9, Aiden Blake, another all-star, the second baseman tonight. Blake making his 23rd start as a .254 batting average, 10 runs, 18 hits, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 12 RBIs, 7 walks, 25 strikeouts, and 5 stolen bases for Blake so far this season. Blake looking to get a base hit here in order to drive in Schroeder. Schroeder right at the bottom of your screen, wearing 10 over off of third base. Kench now will set, deal. That one is in there just outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Blake. Still 2 outs here in the top of the first, so Blake has to be careful. 1-0 the count. Kench sets, deal, swung on a driven. That'll be a base hit. That will be a single for Blake, and Schroeder will score. Pioneers lead it 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. What a start. A great start for the Pioneers. Already got a run on the board off of an RBI single from Aiden Blake. And the bats are already alive here in this one. And now that I'm bringing up number 14, Jake Keller, the designated hitter tonight. Keller making his 16th start, .271 batting average, 7 runs, 13 hits, 1 double, 1 RBI, 5 walks, 13 strikeouts, and 2 stolen bases so far this season. Kench now will set fire. That one is outside. Or no, that's going to be called strike 1. 0-1 the count to Keller. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Blake over there at first for the Pioneers. Kench now 0-1. Will set, deliver. That one is going to be in there. Cold strike 2. 0-2 the count to Keller. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. You can see at the bottom of your screen, Andrew Drum, that's the head coach. Number 13 at the bottom, giving signs to Blake over there at first. Kench now, 0-2. Will set, deal. Blake's going to steal second. That is going to be a ball, and Blake will be safe. Blake will be safe at second, and that'll be a ball down to Keller. So 1-2 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the first, and Blake over there at second. So another runner scoring position here for the Pioneers. Kench now, 1-2. Will now set, deliver, swung on and popped, right field side, but that is going to be foul, so the count will stay 1-2 for Keller. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Keller will re-step into the batter's box. Kench 1-2. We'll look over to Blake. And now we'll set, fire. That one is going to be upstairs for ball 2. So now deuces wild goes the count here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. 1-0 already. The Pioneers lead it. Kench looks over to Blake. And now we'll set, deliver, swung on and driven. That is going to be an out to the second baseman, who is Stillinger. So Stillinger collects that. That'll be a line out for Keller to end the inning. However, the Pioneers do not come up empty. They break the scoreboard lock with an RBI single from Aiden Blake. And so we go to the bottom of the first. Well, Devin Murray will take the mound right after this. Welcome back to the Pioneers live stream. It's the bottom of the first inning here. Pioneers lead 1-0. And it'll be the All-Star Devin Murray on the mound for the Pioneers here, one of the 3 All-Star pitchers. As he'll be getting the start tonight for the Pioneers. 2 All-Star Pioneers in the batting lineup and 1 on the mound tonight for the Pioneers. They're pulling out all the stops here to try and get a win here in Niagara. Murray making his 5th start. He also has 3 appearances, a 0.06 ERA. In 26.1 innings pitched, only giving up 21 hits, 8 runs, only 2 of those earned, 6 walks, and has 42 strikeouts. That's a massive number, not to mention a 2-0 record and 1 save on his resume already. Now, his arsenal of fastball, slider, curveball, changeup is the same. However, from this angle, it's going to be almost impossible for me to tell what kind of pitches he's throwing, so I will not be able to do that tonight. I'm not even going to try, as it's going to be almost impossible considering I'm sitting at about a 90-degree angle from the plate. And so Murray will set, deal. That one is in there. Called strike 1 to Andrew Stillinger, number 30, the leadoff man here for the Power. He has a .389 batting average in 16 games, 13 runs, 21 hits, 1 double, 1 triple, 6 RBIs, 9 walks, and 13 strikeouts. That one is in there for called strike 2. So 0-2 the count to Stillinger already. No outs here in the bottom of the first. Murray looking for his first strikeout here in his first batter. Murray now 0-2. Will now set, fire. That one is swung on and driven down the third base line, and that's going to be foul just barely. It's Bear over there at third, number 44. You can see him in the bottom left of your screen. And so still 0-2 the count to Stillinger here. No outs in the bottom of the first. Murray still looking for his first strikeout here. Last time we saw Murray pitch was on the 7th versus Niagara, where he had 10 Ks in that game. Murray will set, deal. That one is in there. Cold strike 3. He struck him out. That's the first strikeout for Devin Murray. And that'll put an out on the board here in the bottom of the first inning. I was just saying, he had 10 strikeouts in his last start. There's his first one right there in his first batter. A great start for Murray. And so now that I bring up number 20, Zach Evans, the shortstop tonight. Evans, a .330 batting average in 24 starts, 22 runs, 29 hits, 6 doubles, 7 RBIs, 10 walks, and 10 strikeouts so far this season for the Power. One out here in the bottom of the first. Murray now will set, deliver. That one is just outside, ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Evans, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Murray now will set, deliver. That one is in there. Called. No, it's just 2 inside, actually. So the count goes 2-0 here. 2-0 the count to Evans. Murray needs a pitch here in order to get back on the count. 2-0 the count to Evans. Murray now will set. Fire. That one is swung on and driven over to short. Fadio cannot field it. He missed it. Fadio missed it. He slid down to try and grab it, and he completely missed the ball. And so that will be a single here. I'm waiting to see whether they're going to grant that as a hit or an error. Either way, that'll bring up number 44, Jackson Strong, the right fielder tonight. Strong, a .415 batting average, 24 starts. Has 23 runs, 34 hits, 6 doubles, 5 triples, 1 homer, 15 RBIs, and 17 strikeouts. Murray sets, deals. That one is down low for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Strong. I'm going to mark that down as a single for Evans, by the way. And they still haven't decided. But for now, it'll be a single for Evans, who's over there at first for the Power. Murray now 1-0, sets, fires. That one is down low. 2-0 now goes the count to Strong. Murray needs another pitch here to get back in the count. 2-0 the count to Evans, and he got a single. 2-0 the count to Strong. Murray looking to get a strike here. Murray looks over to Evans, and now will set, deliver. Swung on and driven up to Blake at second. Will turn to Fadio, turn to first, not in time. Musio completely missed it. However, Keller was able to clean up. So that'll be 2 outs on the board and still only a runner at first on a fielder's choice. So fielder's choice will get Strong on the board. However, Fadio, 2 quick misplays. And luckily, Keller ran over there behind Musio in order to grab that ball. That would have been an extra base for Strong. Well, now that I'll bring up number 2, Vincent Morrow, the first baseman tonight. Morrow, .372 batting average in 26 games. 13 runs, 32 hits, 9 doubles, 1 homer, 21 RBIs, 14 walks, and 17 strikeouts. Murray will set, fire. That one is in there. Called strike 1. 0-1 the count tomorrow. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. A runner on first for the Power in Strong. Murray now 0-1. We'll look over to Strong. He now will set, deliver. That one is swung on, driven to Blake, who will field it, throw to first, and Musio in time! And that will end the bottom of the first inning. No runs for the Power. We go to the top of the second. Pioneers still lead it 1-0. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the second inning here. Kench back on the mound for the Power here to start the top of the second. Pioneers still lead at 1-0 over the Power off an RBI single for Aiden Blake in the top of the first. Leading off this inning for the Pioneers, it'll be number 8, Cooper Smith, the left fielder tonight. And Smith returning to the lineup after dealing with some illness that has kept him out of the lineup for a couple days. Matt Granado also out of the lineup due to illness. Or actually, I have it wrong. It's actually going to be Bear who's leading off here. So I have that one wrong. I don't know what happened to Smith. My lineup is incorrect. And so that will bring up Bear here now. So Bear making a 6-start, 214 batting average, 1 run, 3 hits, 4 RBIs. As that one is driven down the line, that'll be a base hit for Bear in the left. Immediately, I can't even finish saying his stats, and he already has a double. 1 pitch and a double for Bear to lead off the inning. So Bear now will be in the 6th spot, and then I guess Zealy. So I guess I have everything wrong a little bit. I'm going to have to correct it on the fly. But Bear's over there at second, and now Zealy is at the plate. Kirsten Zealy, number 16, making his 11th start, a 240 batting average, 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 double, 2 RBIs, 4 walks, 12 strikeouts, and 3 stolen bases. Kench sets deals that one his way upstairs. Ball 1 to Zealy. Kench now 1-0. Bear over there at second will set fire. Swung on a driven. That is going to be a base hit. No, they are going to turn to third, and Bear will be out. So on a fielder's choice, Zealy will reach first, but Bear will be tagged out as the shortstop, Evans, was able to turn to Morris in time. So that'll be 1 away. However, there is still a runner at first. And so now that'll bring up number 26, Blaze Fadio, the shortstop tonight. Fadio, shortstop, will now be at the plate. Fadio making his 14th start as a 188 batting average, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 doubles, 5 RBIs, 4 walks, and 15 strikeouts. Zealy over there at first. Kench now sets fires. That one is inside for ball 1. Galinsky had to almost dive into that pitch in order to grab it. 1-0 the count to Fadio. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Kench now looks over to Zealy at first. And now we'll set fire. That one is also going to be upstairs for ball 2. Fadio stepped out of the way of that one, and Galinsky went way up to go and grab it. So 2-0 the count to Fadio here. Only 1 out still in the bottom, or excuse me, in the top of the second inning. And that one will be safe at first. It was a check over to Zealy at first, and Zealy's still safe over there. So he will be safe. Still a runner at first, and Zealy, he'll retake his lead. Kench, 2-0 to Fadio. Will now set, deliver. That one is going to be upstairs. Ball 3. So 3-0 the count to Fadio here. If Fadio were to be walked, it looks like it would be Cam Levesque up after him. Levesque and then Bartenstein. Kench sets, fires. That one is outside for ball 4. So that'll be a walk for Fadio. And so now runners on first and second here with only 1 out here in the top of the second inning for the Pioneers. And yes, it will be number 30, Cam Levesque, who will be up at the plate. Levesque will be in here now, making his 11th start. Has a 174 batting average, 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 RBI, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. And that is going to get by Galinsky on the first pitch, and Zealy's going to stop at third. So the runners advance, runners at second and third here for the Pioneers with only 1 out in the top of the second inning. And Kench in some trouble here. And since there's only 1 out, it'll be Bartenstein up after Levesque, and then the top of the order again. So it looks like Cooper Smith has not actually made his return to the lineup. He's still battling something and is out of the lineup. Kench now sets, fires. That one is going to be way inside ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Levesque here. 1 out still in the top of the second. If Levesque were to be walked, it would load the bases for Bartenstein, who's on deck. Kench sets deal, swung on a driven in the deep right center. The right fielder will come under and make the play. Zeele's going to tag him and go home. The runners will advance and Zeele will score. So that is a sacrifice fly to give the Pioneers a 2-0 lead. Pioneers lead it 2-0 with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. It's still Fadio at third, and now that'll bring up number 15, Brody Bartenstein, the catcher. Bartenstein making his 11th start as a 174 batting average, 6 runs, 4 hits, 8 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 1 stolen base so far this season for Bartenstein. Kench now sets fire, swung on a chop back foul, and the count will go 0-1. 0-1 the count to Bartenstein, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Runner at third in Fadio, down in the lower part of your screen, 26. Kench 0-1 will set, deliver, swung on it, popped up, right field side, that might drop. It will not drop as the second baseman Stillinger will come and scoop that one up. So that'll be a pop out for Bartenstein to end the inning. However, the Pioneers once again get 1 run on the board. They now lead it 2-0. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning right after this.
My grandfather Grayton and his 2 brothers Fred and Clarence took over the company at its peak, producing around 40 million gallons of wine a year. Grayton had a son, Walter, who was my father, and he started Bully Hill Vineyards in 1967. My father had a vision for the Finger Lakes wine industry. When Bully Hill was started, only 5 producers existed, and now there's over 300. And he firmly believed that you have to have a certain level of integrity and honesty with the people around you and yourself. And these are kind of the staples of what our business is. Bully Hill was built on the back of French-American hybrid vines. These varietals were developed in France in the 19th century, and they were brought over by my grandfather in the 1950s. And here at Bully Hill, we started the experimental farm from where these hybrid varietals have made their way to almost all 50 states. As we become more environmentally conscious, we're looking for agricultural solutions that have less impact on the environment. Now, the French hybrids that my grandfather brought over in the 1950s already solved this problem ahead of time. They take half the amount of fungicide, and that was the backbone of what built Bully Hill, the French-American hybrids. My dad firmly believed that a product is an extension of a person's soul, and we still adhere to that today at Bully Hill Vineyards. His memory and his vision is still seen around the Finger Lakes. Here at Bully Hill, we're excited about the future and sharing this experience with you. Bully for you.
Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the bottom of the second inning here. Devin Murray back on the mound to start the bottom of the second inning for the Pioneers. And leading off this inning for the Power, it'll be number 27, Steve Merkel. Merkel, a .436 batting average in 13 games, 7 runs, 17 hits, 1 double, 1 triple, 1 homer, 10 RBIs, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts so far this season. He'll be stepping in here to face Murray. Murray now will set, deal, swung on a chop back foul by Merkel, and the count goes 0-1. 0-1 the count to Merkel. No outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Murray now sets, delivers. That one is down low for ball 1. So 1-1 the count to Merkel here. No outs, still in the bottom of the second. Murray now sets, delivers. That one is swung on a chop back foul into the netting. And so the count will go 1-2 here to Merkel. Still no outs in the bottom of the second. Murray now 1-2 will set, fire, swung on and driven down the third base line, but that is foul and out of play. So the count will go 1-2 still to Merkel. Murray looking for a second strikeout here to put 1 out on the board in the bottom of the second. Murray now will set, fire. That one is down low, ball 2. So that is going to be 2-2 now as it evens up to Merkel. Count will be 2-2. Still no outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Murray now will set fire. That one is outside. A great pick there by Bartenstein in order to grab that one. He had to slide out of the way. That was way outside by Murray. Count will go 3-2. This is a big pitch for Murray here. Needs a strikeout to not give up his first walk of the ball game. Murray, 3-2. Will now set, deliver, swung on a driven right field side, or excuse me, left field side. Levesque will have it in left, and so Levesque grabs it on a line out by Merkel to put one out away. And that was a big out there for Murray to not give up a leadoff walk. And so now that'll bring up number 41, Billy Morris, the third baseman tonight. Morris, a .270 batting average in 21 games, 12 runs, 20 hits, 1 double, 12 RBIs, 6 walks, and 8 strikeouts so far this season. Count will go 0-1 as that was called strike one from Murray. So 0-1 the count to Morris, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Murray now will set, deliver. That one is in there, called strike two. A very nice fastball there from Murray. 0-2 goes the count now to Morris. Murray looking for his second strikeout here. Murray 0-2 will set, deliver, swung on it, popped into right, and that is going to be a single for Morris as that one got over the head of Blake. And so a single for Billy Morris here with 1 out in the bottom of the second, puts a runner at first for the Power. And now that'll bring on number 3, Nick DiCarlo, the left fielder tonight. DiCarlo, the lowest batting average in this lineup for the Power, has a 150 batting average in 23 games, 6 runs, 12 hits, 2 doubles, 10 RBIs, and 20 strikeouts so far this season. Murray looks over to Morris. And now we'll set, deliver. That one is in there, called strike one. 0-1 the count to DiCarlo. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Runner at first in Morris for the Power. Murray now will check over to first, and Morris will be safe. He got back well in time. So the count will stay 0-1 to DiCarlo. Murray now 0-1. Will check over to Morris again. And the count will still stay 0-1. Morris once again got back in time. Murray looks over that way again. Morris will take a slight lead. Murray sets, deals. That one is upstairs and outside for ball 1. So the count will go aces wild here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Murray looks over to Morris again. And now we'll set, deliver, swung on a driven into left, and Levesque is going to be able to cut that off to keep it a single. However, that is back-to-back singles here given up by Murray. So Murray in a little bit of trouble right now with only 1 out on the board in the bottom of the second inning. Nothing that he can't get himself out of, but will have to pitch his way out of it. And so now the ring of number 9, Cal Brazier, the designated hitter tonight. Brazier, a .257 batting average in 22 games. 11 runs, 19 hits, 9 doubles, 1 homer, 11 RBIs, 8 walks, and 18 strikeouts so far this season. Murray now will look over to DiCarlo at first. And now we'll set, deliver. That one is just upstairs for ball 1. So 1 out of the count to Brazier, 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Murray, double play is available, so they can potentially turn 2 here, but even 1 out would be big for Murray. Murray once again looks over to DiCarlo. Now over to to Morris. That one was outside for ball 2 from Murray, so 2-0 goes the count to Brazier. Murray needs to pitch here to get back in the count. He has sort of lost control here for a little bit. Murray 2-0. Looks over to DiCarlo. And now we'll set, fire. That one is going to be upstairs and outside for ball 3. So 3-0 the count to Brazier here. Only 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. So big pitch coming up here for Murray, trying to stave off a walk that would load the bases for the Power. Murray looks over to second, and now will set, deal. That one is down low, and that one will be ball 4. So that is going to be a walk for Cal Brazier. And that means that the bases are now loaded for the Power here with only 1 out in the bottom of the second. So this is a big at-bat coming up for Murray. And it'll be number 28, Jeremy Galinsky at the plate. Galinsky, a .275 batting average in 19 games, 5 runs, 14 hits, 1 double, 1 homer, 6 RBIs, 8 walks, and 15 strikeouts so far for Galinsky. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Murray will set fire. That one is in there. Called strike 1. So 0-1 the count to Galinsky. Murray 0-1. Needs a strikeout here to put just 2 outs on the board. Murray looks over to third and Morris. And now we'll set fire. Swing and his chop back foul. And Galinsky caught the worst of it. I think it fouled off of him. And so 0-2 goes the count to Galinsky. He's a little bit grimaced as he gets up, but he looks like he'll be alright. 0-2 the count to Galinsky. A strikeout here for Murray would be big. Let's put 2 outs on the board here with the bases loaded. So 0-2 the count to Galinsky here. 1 out in the bottom of the second. Murray now. 0-2. Looking for the strikeout here. It would be his second of the ball game. Will now set fire. Swung on a pop back foul right field side and out of play. So the count will stay 0-2. Galinsky able to foul that one off to stay alive. 0-2 the count to Galinsky. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Base is still loaded for the power here, so dangerous situation. Murray looks over to Morris. And now we'll set fire. That one is in there. Called strike 3. He struck him out. That is the second strikeout for Devin Murray. And a massive one is that. That will put 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the second inning. A big strikeout there from Murray to put 2 outs on the board. And now he'll have to face number 17, Brett Johnson, the center fielder tonight. Johnson, a .212 batting average in 18 games. 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 double, 1 triple, 6 RBIs, 10 walks, and 9 strikeouts, as that one will be ball 1 for Murray. So 1-0 the count to Johnson. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Murray just needs 1 out to end this inning and get out of a bases-loaded jam. Murray now, 1-0. Will set, fire, swing, and a miss. And so that will be called strike 1. And so the count will even up at 1-1. To Johnson. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Murray looks over to Morris again. And Morris jumps a little bit. And now will set fire. That one is down low for ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Johnson as he takes the lead. Murray really needs a strikeout right here in order to get out of the inning. Or any out by that means. Any out ends it for Murray and keeps this a 2-0 ball game. Murray now. Will set, deliver, swing and a miss there by Johnson. A big pitch coming up here, 2-2. So deuces wild the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. If Murray can pick up the strikeout, that will end the inning with no runs given up. Murray now, 2-2, needs a strikeout badly. Will now set. Fire! That one is inside. Called ball 3. So an even bigger pitch coming up here for Murray as it is now 3-2. If Murray walks Johnson here, it will walk in a run for the power. Murray needs to strike out 3-2 here. Or an out in general. Ground out, fly out, line out, any will do. Murray now. Big pitch, 3-2. Will set, deliver, swing and a miss. He struck him out. That will be the 3rd strikeout for Devin Murray and end the inning. No runs for the power in the bottom of the second. Murray gets himself out of a bases-loaded jam. We go to the top of the 3rd. Pioneers still lead it 2-0. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the third inning here. Pioneers lead it 2-0 over the Power. Devin Murray able to pitch his way out of a bases loaded jam in the bottom of the second. Now leading off for the Pioneers in the top of the third, it'll be number 4, Weston Gingrich, as that one is down low. Ball 1 from Kench, who is still in there for the Power. He's still on the mound. So 1-0 the count to Gingrich here, and he will set deal. That one is outside for ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Gingrich. He has an early lead in this count. No outs here in the top of the third. Pioneers still lead it 2-0. Top of their order up, so a good opportunity to extend that lead. They'd love to. Kench now sets, delivers. That one is upstairs, called ball 3. So 3-0 the count to Gingrich. A leadoff walk would not be bad here for the Pioneers. They'd certainly take it. Kench now will set, fire. That one is going to be down low. Ball 4. That is going to be a leadoff walk for Gingrich. And that was 4 straight balls from Kench. And so that'll put a runner on first for the Pioneers with no outs on the board here in the top of the third inning. And so now that'll bring up number 77, Joe Muzio, the first baseman tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat. However, he was 4 of 5 last night at Newark, so looking to try and continue that and to get back from that strikeout. Kench now sets, delivers. That is going to be, he showed bunt, and he couldn't quite get it down. He fouled it back. And so 0-1 the count to Muzio. That one came off the top of his bat and fouled back into the netting. So 0-1 the count. No outs here in the top of the third. Runner on first and Weston Gingrich for the Pioneers. Kench sets, steals. Gingrich's going to try and steal second. That was a ball, and he is going to be out at second. A close call. Bang, bang play. And Gingrich, the fastest, one of the fastest, if not the fastest player on the roster, is thrown out there. So a great throw there by Galinsky, as Gingrich had a pretty good jump. So the count will go aces wild here to Muzio. It's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. Kench now sets, deals, swung on it, popped up in a shallow left. The third baseman comes under it and will make the play. And so that'll be a pop out to put 2 outs on the board. And from a leadoff walk to now 2 quick outs, Pioneers need to get something going. Perhaps it'll be John Schroeder that will get it going. It'll be number 10, John Schroeder, at the plate, the right fielder tonight. He tripled in his first at-bat, looking to continue that here. Schroeder now will step in. Kench sets, deals. That one is outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Schroeder. 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Kench sets, fire, swung on it, driven into right center. That is going to drop down for a base hit. So Schroeder 2 for 2 to start the day. Now with a triple and a single now as he adds that one on in this at-bat. So another runner on first here for the Pioneers with 2 outs on the board. And now that'll bring up number 9, Aiden Blake, the second baseman tonight. He RBI singled in his first at-bat earlier in the ball game. Now looking to continue that here. Kench looks to Blake. As Blake will settle in. 2 outs here still in the top of the third. Kench now will set, deliver. That one is going to be down low for ball 1. That one skidded in to Galinsky. And so 1-0 the count to Blake. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Kench looks over to Schroeder at first. 1-0. Will now set, fire. That one is in there. Going to be called strike 1. So 1-1 the count now as it evens up to Blake. Still 2 outs on the board in the top of the third. You can see Schroeder over there, number 10 over there at first. Kench sets, fires. That one is going to be inside and down low for ball 2. Blake had to step out of the way of that one. So 2-1 the count to Blake. He will take the lead in the count. It'll be Keller, then Bear up on deck after Blake if he were to get on. Kench looks over to Schroeder. And now will set, deliver, swung on it, driven. That will beat right to the shortstop, who turns to second in time. And that will end the top of the third inning. No runs. Pioneers' first time today that they've come up empty. We go to the bottom of the third. They still lead it, however, 2-0. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the bottom of the third inning here. Devin Murray back on the mound for the Pioneers. And leading off this inning for the Power, it'll be number 30, Andrew Stillinger, the second baseman tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat, and of course, Murray able to get himself out of a bases-loaded jam in the bottom of the second to keep this a 2-0 ball game. So Murray's been really good tonight, being able to pitch his way out of trouble. Murray now will set, deliver. That one is in there, called strike one. I believe that was the curveball. 0-1 the count. Like I said, it's very hard from this angle to see what kind of pitches Murray will be throwing. 0-1 the count. No outs here in the bottom of the third. Murray sets, deals. That one is down low for ball one. And Stillinger almost went at that. He almost swung at it. He hesitated. 1-1 the count now to Stillinger as it evens up. Murray sets, fire. Swung on a chop. Right field side and foul and out of play. And so now that will give Murray the lead in the count. 1-2 now. Murray looking for what would be his fourth strikeout of the night here. To put one out on the board in the bottom of the third. Murray now 1-2. Will now set. Fires. Check swing. There's going to swing it. Foul right field side. It was checked. Popped up. And so that will be right field side foul and out of play. So 1-2 the count now to Murray. Or excuse me, to Stillinger. Murray's the one at the mound. 1-2 the count. Murray now, 1-2. Still looking for what would be his fourth strikeout. Murray here sets, delivers. That one is a swing and a foul off by Stillinger. Stillinger just got a piece of it to keep himself alive. He leaned all the way down in order to get that one. That was probably a curveball in the dirt or a slider. One of the two. Murray now. 1-2, still looking for the strikeout. Will set, fire, swing, and a miss. Does he go down? No, he keeps himself alive. That is a check swing. Able to foul it off again. Just got a piece of it. It's really hard to tell from here whether he gets a piece of it or not. He did in that case. So Stillinger is still alive at 1-2. Been able to foul the last couple of pitches off from Murray. Murray's still looking for the punch out here. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to the fastball, trying to blow it by him. Murray sets, fires. That one is just outside. Ball two. That was the fastball. I was right. He did go back to it. However, he simply just had it outside. So the count will even up 2-2 here now. Murray's still searching for the strikeout here. Will now set. Dwyer. That one is swung on and popped over to Bear at third. Bear will throw to Musio at first in time. No! Stillinger is safe, and Musio, they're going to call that his foot was off the bag. And so a base hit single for Stillinger here to lead off in the bottom of the third. A tough battle there between Murray and Stillinger. Stillinger ended up getting the victory. And so now that'll bring up number 20, Zach Evans, the shortstop tonight. He singled in his first at-bat earlier in the ball game. Murray now will wait as Evans will step into the batter's box. Look over to Stillinger at first. And now we'll set. Fire. That one is down low for ball one. So I want to know the count to Evans here. No outs still in the bottom of the third. Murray could really use one. Double play is available. Murray will look over to first and Stillinger. And now we'll set. Deliver. That one is going to be in there. Called strike one. 1-1 the count now to Evans as it evens up. Stillinger still over there at first talking with Musio. Will now take his lead. Murray looks that way. And now we'll set. Fire. That one is in there. Called strike two on the curveball. And so 0-2 the count, or excuse me, 1-2 the count to Evans here. Murray still looking for that fourth strikeout. This would be a big out for Murray if he can get it here. 1-2 the count. Murray looks over to Stillinger. And now we'll set. Fire. Swung on it. Popped up into right. And Blake cannot get it. Schroeder grabs it. And so that will be kept at a single. But another blooper single here. And that is something that I discussed with a couple of the players earlier. Is that the wind is actually blowing directly into home plate. So all of the baseballs that normally might be lineouts to the outfielders, they're going to be coming in and it might become blooper singles as they did in that case. So back-to-back singles here. Once again, getting Murray in trouble and no outs on the board in the bottom of the third this time. So Murray could really use an out here. As now that'll bring him number 44, Jackson Strong, the right fielder tonight. He reached on a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. Murray now will set fire. That one is in there. Cold strike one. 0-1 the count. Murray has just struggled to get the punch out today. That's been the thing, is that he's gotten prolonged at-bats. He's gotten ahead in the counts. He's done everything right. He simply just can't finish off some of these players and get the normal strikeout numbers that he has gotten in the past. Murray will set deal. That one is down low for ball one. So 1-1 the count out of Strong. It evens up. Niagara is one of the better hitting teams. They have 2 guys over 400 and 4 guys in the 300. So certainly a tough hitting team. And that is going to be a single into left. And so now the third baseman is going to stop. So the runner at third will stop. That is going to be 3 straight singles here to load the bases for the power. And so Murray in a lot of trouble as there's still no outs on the board. So Murray in danger of giving up some runs here. Needs some strikeouts. He was able to get out of a bases loaded jam in the bottom of the second with a back-to-back strikeouts. However, he really needs them now. As now that'll bring up number 2, Vincent Morrow, the first baseman tonight. He grounded out in his first at-bat. So now he'll come up. Murray in desperate need of outs. Hopefully ground outs to the infielders, preferably at third. He's in that'll keep Stillinger where he is. He's the runner at third. Murray will set fire. That one is down low for ball one. 1-0 the count tomorrow. No outs here in the bottom of the third still, so Murray in trouble. Murray now, 1-0. We'll look over to third and Stillinger. And now we'll set fire. Swing and a miss there by Morrow. And so the count will even up 1-1 here. Still no outs on the board in the bottom of the third. Murray needs some outs, strikeouts or any outs. For him, he'll take any outs that he can get. Morrow, even if he sacrifices flies to the outfield, it'll be enough. Murray will set fire. That is swung on a driven into right. That'll be a base hit. And that'll score 1 run. That'll score just 1 as Stillinger is held in there by Schroeder. That one actually gets by. Murray able to recover. So that will keep the bases, but that is an RBI single for Morrow to bring in a run and keep the bases loaded. Still no outs here in the bottom of the third, so Murray still in a lot of trouble, and that lead for the Pioneers could very well be gone after this inning. And now Coach Eugene is going to have a talk with Murray. And Schroeder had a little trouble fielding that in right, but Murray is in a lot of trouble. And Zeele's going over there to the bullpen. I know that he's definitely on the list in terms of pitchers that could come into this ball game. And I think he might be starting to warm just in case. Once again, the Pioneers, Murray's starting to show a little signs of trouble here in these last 2 innings. And that's something that happened to Yastrzemski last night at Newark. He was clean through his first couple innings. And then after the 3rd or 4th inning, Yastrzemski started to really just struggle. And so it's the same story here tonight. And normally these pitchers for the Pioneers have gotten through 5 innings pretty clean. And that's not been the case the past couple days. So Murray now will have to face Steve Merkel, number 27, the extra hitter tonight, who lined out in his first at-bat. Still no outs here on the board in the bottom of the 7th. Why does that say 1 out? Okay, so I need to change my outs real quick. I don't know why I have that set up. Murray will set fire. That one is outside for ball 1. No outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And so Murray 1-0 to Merkel. We'll now look over to first. We'll set fire. Swung on a popped up right field side and out of play. And so the count will even up 1-1 to Merkel. Murray really needs a strikeout. Strikeout would do him good as that keep the runners where they are. Ideally, he'd get 3 straight, but that's a lot to ask for. Zeele is beginning to warm in the bullpen. I would expect he would come in probably to relieve Murray if he gets into trouble. Murray will set fire. That one is in there just outside, called ball 2. So 2-1 the count now to Merkel as Merkel takes the lead. Niagara threatening here. Bases still loaded. No outs on the board for Murray. Murray has got a lot of work to do if he wants to get out of this one with still a lead for the Pioneers. Murray sets deals. That one is upstairs. Ball 3. This is not going well for Murray. If Murray walks Merkel here, that would walk in a run for the Power, and they would then be tied. I understand why I had one out. I meant to put 1 run on the board for Niagara. Instead, I put 1 out on the board. So Murray will set fire. That one is in there just outside. Ball 4. So that'll walk in a run. And now we have a tied 2-2 ball game here after Murray gave up a walk with the bases loaded. And still no outs here in the bottom of the third. So a lot of trouble for Murray. This game could be blown wide open here. And now that'll bring up number 41, Billy Morris, the third baseman tonight. He singled in his first at-bat. Murray gives up a base hit here. That's probably at least 2 runs. So this game has turned on its head here. And Murray is losing it a little bit. Still no outs. Murray will set deal. That one is upstairs for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Morris. No outs here, still in the bottom of the third. 2 runs already given up. Murray now 1-0. Will now set fire. That one is in there. Called strike 1. So 1-1 the count now to Morris as it evens up. Still no outs on the board, and that's the thing that's killing Murray, is that he has not been able to get an out. And he needs one here. He needs a strikeout or something. Murray now infield is in and will set deal. That one is in there. Called strike 2. So 1-2 the count to Morris. Murray can pick up his 4th strikeout here, and it'd be a big one to at least put an out on the board and at least leave the double play available to get himself out of the inning. It's not even available right now, as that would only turn 2 and probably score another run. 1-2 the count to Morris. Murray now will set, deliver, swung on a driven third base. Bear will field it, throw to first in time, so that'll be an out, but also a run. So 1 run has scored for Niagara, and that'll also be 1 out for the Power. So the Power have taken the lead in this one, 3-2 now. On a ground out there by Morris. So now that'll bring up number 3, Nick DiCarlo. The left fielder tonight, he singled in his first at-bat. Murray now, with runners on second and third, will set deal. Swung on chop back foul. So the count goes 0-1 to DiCarlo here. Murray really, with 1 out, needs to try and turn a ground out or a strikeout would be preferable. Fly out not so much, because then that could potentially score Morrow, who's over there at third. Murray 0-1 will set fire. Swing and a miss there by DiCarlo. Fooled him on the changeup. Count goes 0-2. Murray looking for his 4th strikeout. This would be a big one to put 2 outs on the board and keep this at a 1-run game. Murray now. Zealy still warming. Will set, deliver. That one is going to be upstairs. Ball 2. Or excuse me, ball 1. So 1-2 the count to DiCarlo. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Power taking the lead after Murray got himself another bases loaded jam with no outs. There's 1 out on the board here. 1-2 set steals. That one is just down low and outside. Ball 2. So 2-2 the count to DiCarlo. And Murray needs a strikeout here. He needs it bad. It would be Murray's 4th and put 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the third. Murray now 2-2. Will set fire. Swung on a chop back foul. And so the count will still stay 2-2 to DiCarlo. DiCarlo able to stay alive there and foul it off. Not what Murray is looking for. Murray 2-2. Will now set, deliver. That one is going to be down low. Ball 3. A big pitch coming up for Murray. 3-2 the count to DiCarlo. If Murray walks DiCarlo here, that would once again load the bases for the Power, and that could mean that this game would get ugly real quick. Murray really needs to strike out right here, right now. 3-2. This is a massive pitch. 3-2 the count to DiCarlo. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Murray will set, fire, swing and a miss. He struck him out. That is the 4th strikeout for Murray, and a massive one at that, to put 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That was a big strikeout, and now any out ends it for Murray. And so now that'll bring up number 9, Cal Brazier, the designated hitter tonight. He was walked in his first at-bat. Still runners on 2nd and 3rd for the Powers, so Murray still has to be careful, but like I said, any out here now finally ends this inning for Murray. Murray will now set, deliver, swung on a driven into short, and Fadio will turn to first, and Musio in time, and that will end it. So no more runs given up to the Power, and so they still lead it, however, 3-2 after Murray gave up 3 when he got himself into a bases-loaded jam. Pioneers will look to answer in the top of the 4th hour right after this. Welcome back here. It's the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the 4th inning. Our Power leading it 3-2 over the Pioneers as they got 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd off Devin Murray. So now the Pioneers will look to answer. They did a great job of answering last night at Newark. Every time that the Pilots put up a run, the Pioneers immediately answered. And so now they'll look to do that again tonight against Niagara. They have to. And so now that'll bring up leading off will be number 14, Jake Keller, the designated hitter tonight. He lined out in his first at-bat. Kench will set deal. Swung on a driven into right center. That will be an out on a fly out there by Keller. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Not what the Pioneers were looking for to start this one. So now that'll bring him number 44, Chris Bear, the 3rd baseman tonight. Bear doubled in his first at-bat. Looking to continue that here. 1 out already here in the top of the 4th inning. Kench now will set, deliver. That one is going to be down low, called strike 1. So 0-1 the count to Bear. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Kench now sets, delivers. That one is down low, and this time it's called ball 1. So aces wild goes the count here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Kench now 1-1 and will set, deliver. Swung on a chop back foul by Bear, and the count will go 1-2. 1-2 the count to Bear. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Kench now 1-2 will set, deliver, swung on it, driven over to the first baseman who will field it and go to tag up, and that'll be an out. A ground out there by Bear to put 2 outs here on the board in the top of the 4th. Not what the Pioneers were looking for to start this inning when they needed to answer 3 runs. So now that'll bring up number 16, Christian Zeely, the extra hitter tonight. He reached on a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. Kench now will set, fire. That one is in there, called strike 1. So 0-1 the count to Zealy here. 2 outs on the board in the top of the 4th inning. Kench sets, deals. That is going to be a hit by pitch for Zealy. So a hit by pitch walk here will put a runner on first for the Pioneers with 2 outs on the board here in the top of the 4th. And now that'll bring up number 26, Blaze Fadio, the shortstop tonight. He was walked in his first at-bat. Fadio will now step in as Kench is getting on the mound. Zealy over there at first. Kench looks over to Zealy. And now we'll set, deliver. That is going to be in there, called strike 1. 1-1 the count to Fadio now. 2 outs still in the top of the 4th. Kench now 0-1. Will now set, fire, swung on a driven left field side, but that is going to be foul and out of play. So the count quickly goes 0-2 here to Fadio. 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Kench 0-2. Looking for what would be only a second strikeout here to end the top of the 4th inning. Kench now will set, deliver. That is going to be down low, ball 1. So 1-2 the count to Fadio here. 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Zealy still over there at first for the Pioneers. Kench now 1-2. Will now set, deliver. That one is going to be outside, ball 2. So the count will now even up at Deuces Wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Kench now nods to Galinsky. Zealy over there still at first. Will now set, deliver, swing on it, driven. That is right to the third baseman, Morris, who will catch it. And that'll be a line out for Fadio to end the top of the 4th inning. No runs for the Pioneers. We go to the bottom of the 4th. They're still down 3-2 to the Power. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. An interesting decision here by Coach Drum already. After Murray gave up 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd, he is done for the night. And so an early relief job there by Murray, who got the All-Star bid today. An interesting decision. Normally, Coach Drum likes to stay with his pitchers, and especially in the situation that the Pioneers are in with a ton of doubleheaders coming up, including one tomorrow at Batavia. Very interesting decision to already go to the bullpen. However, it is still going to be a very good pitcher on the mound. It'll be number 16, Christian Zealy, who you just saw up at the plate, excuse me. And so, Zealy, one of those two-way guys, he can pitch and hit. He will now be pitching. He's making his 8th appearance. Has a 1.76 ERA and 15.1 innings pitched. 6 hits, 3 runs, all those earned, 7 walks, and has 13 strikeouts with a 1-0 record and 2 saves so far this season. Last time we saw Zealy out was on the 6th of July versus Auburn, where he threw for 3.2 innings. Gave up 1 hit, had 3 strikeouts, and 1 save in that ball game. Leading off this inning for the Power, it'll be number 28, Jeremy Galinsky, the catcher tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat against Murray earlier in the ball game. Zealy looking to just go through this inning cleanly and get the bats back up for the Pioneers, who are currently down a run. Zealy will set, deal. That is swung on a chop back foul by Galinsky, so the count will go 0-1. 0-1 the count to Galinsky. Galinsky will now take his time and get back into the batter's box here. Zealy 0-1, sets, fire, swung on a chop back foul again by Galinsky, and the count will go 0-2. 0-2 quickly the count to Galinsky. Zealy looking for his first strikeout here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Zealy now 0-2. Will now set, fire. That one is going to be down low for ball 1. So 1-2 the count to Galinsky here. No outs in the bottom of the 4th. Zealy looking to go and pick up his first strikeout here. Now on a 1-2 count. Zealy now 1-2 sets, fire. Swung on a driven third base side. Bear will field it and throw to Musio well in time. And that will be a ground out to put 1 out on the board here in the bottom of the 4th. And that is a very good sign for Zealy here, who already has an out on the board. And so now that'll bring up number 17, Brett Johnson, the center fielder tonight. Struck out in his first at-bat. Johnson will now step in to face Zealy with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Zealy, like I said, just looking to go clean and get the bats back up. Zealy will set, deal. That is going to be down low, ball 1. Johnson hesitated there. He almost swung at that. We want to know the count to Johnson here. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Zealy now sets, fire. Swung on a driven third base side again. Bear will field it and throw to Musio in time. He got his foot down. That is an out. And so ground out here by Johnson will put 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the 4th. And Zealy in a very good shape here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a good start for him. 2 ground outs to Bear at third. And so now we go to the top of the lineup here for the Power, and number 30 Andrew Stillinger, the second baseman. He struck out in his first at bat and then singled in his second at bat. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Zealy shakes his head once. And now we'll set, deliver. That one is in there, called strike 1. 0-1 the count to Stillinger. That was a fastball from Zealy. 0-1 the count. Zealy just needs 1 out in order to end it and go 1-2-3. Zealy will set, deal, swing and a miss there by Stillinger. He got folded on that one, and the count will go 0-2. Zealy looking for his first strikeout here, and to go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Zealy now 0-2. Will now set, fire, swung on a driven third base side, but foul and out of play. That one came right in front of me, actually. So the count will stay 0-2. And you can hear the kids trampling around for the foul ball. 0-2 the count. Sounds like a mini earthquake down below me. 0-2 the count. Zealy still going to go 1-2-3. Zealy sets, fire, swung on it, popped up into left field. Levesque will come down on it. That'll be fair, just barely. And Stillinger will be stopped at first. And now Musio's going to tag up, and he will be out. That is a throw out at first. Stillinger got caught. And so that'll be a single for Stillinger, but an out to end the bottom of the 4th inning. So technically, Zealy went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs for the Power. They still lead it, however, 3-2. We go to the top of the 5th. Pioneers will look to tie it up as we come back.
It's who we are, looking forward while embracing our legacy, staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients, focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. At Arnett, we're nurses, doctors, and teams of other caregivers inspired by healing. We know your physical, emotional, and spiritual health are each part of the whole of you. To continue a tradition of medicine driven by compassion, teaching, and healing. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
What if white wine was not made for poultry, but for friendship? What if red wine set aside the steak and made room for love? What if we've been drinking wine wrong all along, and instead wine was to be shared as a human experience with love, integrity, and hope? Hi, my name is Greg Taylor. I'm the vineyard manager and property manager of Bully Hill Vineyards, and I'm a 4th generation winemaker and 5th generation grape grower of my family. So it all started with my great-great-grandfather George and his son Walter Taylor Sr. They came up to this region for the promise of a better life due to the rising wine industry on Keuka Lake. Walter Taylor was the one who first started the Taylor Wine Company. The Taylor Wine Company was one.
Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the 5th inning here. Ken still on the mound for the Power here in this one. And leading off this inning for the Pioneers, it'll be number 30, Cam Levesque, the left fielder tonight. Levesque sacrificed flied in his first at-bat. Kench now will set, deliver. That one is going to be upstairs, called ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Levesque here. No outs in the top of the 5th inning. Still a 3-2 ball game. Power lead it. Kent sets fire, swung on a driven over to third, and it'll be Morris who fields it. He cannot get the throw in time. Levesque will be safe at first. So that'll be a single for Levesque here to lead off in the top of the 5th inning. A very good start to the inning for the Pioneers, as now that'll bring up number 15, Brody Bartenstein, the catcher tonight. He popped out in his first at-bat. It doesn't look like anyone's in the bullpen for the Power, so Kent is on his own here for now. Obviously, Pioneers looking to tie this one up at least in this top of the 5th. Kench now sets, delivers, swung on a driven into left center. Left fielder will go for it, and he will make the play. So that is a fly out there from Bartenstein to Carlo, excuse me. And so that will put one out on the board here. But now that'll bring up the top of the order for the Pioneers here. And leading off, and as we go to the leadoff man, number 4, Weston Gingrich, the center fielder tonight. He popped out in his first at-bat, and then was walked in his second at-bat. Levesque still over there at first for the Pioneers. One out on the board in the top of the 5th. Kench now sets, fires. That one is in there just outside, ball 1. So 1-0 the count now to Gingrich. One out here in the top of the 5th inning. Kench looks over to Levesque at first. And now we'll set, deliver, swing and a miss there by Gingrich. And the count will go 1-1, and Levesque is safe at second. He actually was able to steal it even with the throw being early. And it was actually Evans who missed it there. And so Levesque able to take advantage and get over into scoring position now. So runner in scoring position and an aces wild count here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Pioneers looking to tie this one up. It'll be Muzio, then Schroeder after Gingrich. Kench looks over to Levesque. And now we'll set, fire. That one is going to be just outside, ball 2. So 2-1 the count now to Gingrich. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Levesque off second. Kench now looks over to Levesque. And now we'll set, fire. That one is going to be down low and outside. 3-1 goes the count to Gingrich. A walk would not be bad here for the Pioneers. 3-1 the count here to Gingrich. Only 1 out in the top of the 5th. Kench looks over to Levesque. And now will step off the mound, and there's nobody to throw to at second. He looked like he was trying to get a check out to Levesque, but nobody was over there. Neither Evans or Stillinger was in any position to try and get a tag up on Levesque. So no play made. 3-1 the count still. Kench will look over to Levesque again. Levesque dancing around. And Kench will have to wait as Gingrich was granted time. So 3-1 still to count. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. If Kench were to walk Gingrich, it'd be Muzio, then Schroeder after him. Kench now looks over to Levesque again. 3-1. Will now set, fire, swung on a driven first base side right to the first baseman who will tag up. So Morrow will tag up and get out Gingrich in a ground out. However, Levesque is able to go over to third. So now a runner at third here and the tying run at third in Levesque. So this is a big at-bat here, as now that'll bring up number 77, Joe Muzio, the first baseman tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat, popped out in his second at-bat. Muzio gets a base hit here, and that'll bring in Levesque. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Pioneers trying to tie it up. Kench now will set, deliver, swung on it, driven into the gap in right. That'll be a base hit, and that'll score Levesque. They have a tied ball game here. It is 3-3 now off of a RBI single by Joe Muzio. first pitch and no delay. And so now a tied 3-3 ball game. Muzio over there at first. Pioneers looking for more. As now they'll bring up number 10, John Schroeder, the right fielder tonight. The hottest bat in the lineup so far for the Pioneers. He tripled in his first at-bat, singled in his second at-bat. 2 for 2. Still 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Kench now will set, delivers, swing and a miss there by Schroeder. Muzio is going to try and steal second. He will be safe at second as the throw from Galinsky was bad to Evans. Evans had to reach away from the bag in order to get that throw, which allowed Muzio to sneak in. If the throw was placed inside and towards the bag, that would have been a clean tag out to end the inning. However, it is not. So 0-1 the count to Schroeder. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Muzio at second. So a well-placed single could score Muzio. Kent will set deal. Swung on a driven into the gap in center. That'll be a base hit. Muzio's going to come around and score. It will be a single for Muzio. That is safe. Muzio is safe. That is a stand-up double for Schroeder. An RBI double. And the Pioneers have not only just tied it, they have taken the lead. It is 4-3 here now. 4-3, the Pioneers lead it here off an RBI double from John Schroeder. With 2 outs on the board, Pioneers doing something that they have struggled to do all season, put runs up on the board with 2 outs. And now there's going to be a mound meeting here between the couch and Kench. So Kench and the coach, and Kench is done for the night. And it looks like it's going to be number 38 replacing him. Give me 1 minute to figure out who it is. It's another player not listed on their roster. So let me see. Yep, it's another player who's not listed on the roster, so I don't actually know who this is. He is once again not listed on the roster. I'm going to try and listen to see who's going to, if when they announce it, who's going to be throwing. But right now, I have no idea who it is, because Niagara has not updated their point streak roster in quite a long time, as both pitchers today have not been listed on it whatsoever. So I think this is another new pitcher. I do not know actually who this is. Once again, Niagara did not update their point streak. So in the inning intermission, once this inning is over, I'm going to run over to the press box and find out who that pitcher is. But as of right now, I do not know. So it's just going to be number 38 for now. As once again, Niagara has a terrible point streak roster as they don't have anybody listed on here. So both pitchers, no names, no listings. So it'll be interesting to see. And I also think this is another pitcher who has not played, as I don't see the name on my list. So I think both pitchers today are brand new for the Power. Schroeder is over there at second, and it'll be Blake at the plate anyway. So we're going to move past the pitcher. Number 9, Aiden Blake, the second baseman tonight at the plate. The RBI singled in his first at-bat, grounded out in his second at-bat. Pioneers have taken the lead 4-3 with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. They could look for more here as Schroeder is off of second, and that'll be down low for ball 1 from 38. I'm just going to have to call him 38 for now. I'm going to find out who it is, I promise you, in the inning intermission. So 1-0 the count to Blake. He will now set, deal, swing and a miss there by Blake. A big hack from Blake. And the count will leave it up 1-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Schroeder still over there at second. .38 will now look over to Schroeder. Will set, deal, swing and a miss there by Blake. He got fooled on a pitch down low in the dirt. So the count will go 1-2 here now to Blake. 2 outs still in the top of the 5th. Pitcher will now lean in. Look over to Schroeder. And now we'll set, deliver, swung on and popped into left. That is going to be a base hit. Schroeder is going to come around and score. That's another RBI single for Blake. And the Pioneers lead it now 5-3. The offense is clicking right now. Another RBI single for Blake. And the Pioneers lead it 5-3. And Blake now over there at first. Still 2 outs here on the top of the 5th. Pioneers have been rolling with 2 outs on the board. They've been scoring almost all their runs with it now. After they couldn't do it for the majority of the season, past couple of games they've been excelling at it. That one is outside ball 1 to Jake Keller, number 14, the designated hitter tonight. He lined out in his first at-bat, flew out in his second at-bat. 1-0 the count, still 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Blake over there at first. Now set steals, that one is going to be in there. Call strike 1 to Keller, so the count now evens up at 1-1 to Keller. Still 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Blake over there at first, excuse me. Pitcher will now step in, set, deal, and that one is going to be chopped off foul. Left field side, so the count will go 1-2 here to Keller. 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. 3 runs for the Pioneers in this top of the 5th already. Still looking for more. They're still staying alive with 2 outs here. It'll potentially be Bear, then Zeile after Keller. 38 now will set deal. That one is going to be down low and outside for ball 2. So the count will now even up at deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Pitcher will shake his head once. And now we'll set, deliver. Swung on it, popped up by Keller, but foul and behind the play. So the count will still stay at 2-2. Keller doing a good job of staying alive here. Count will stay deuces wild. Still 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Blake still over there at first. 38 now will set deal. That one is going to be down low for ball 3. So 3-2 the count to Blake here. Big pitch coming up. As if Keller is walked, it'd be Bear up after him. And Bear's been pretty hot tonight. Already has a double. 3-2 the count to Keller. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. 38 now will set, deal, swing and a miss there by Keller. He will get him to strike out to end the inning. However, the Pioneers put up 3 runs to the top of the 5th to take the lead in this one 5-3. And I promise I'm going to run over and find out who that pitcher was. And I will come back with the name in the bottom of the 5th right after this.
I was actually a passenger on the bus. Sitting on the bus, I looked up and I saw we are hiring. So I called up the number. I came in for an interview and I started driving. My name is Randy Ramnarayan. I'm the Director of Transportation here at TransDev, and I've been here on property for 16 years. If people come up to you and say, hey, I remember you as an operator and you did this for me, and it just overwhelms me, and it makes me so joyful to know that I made a difference. Everyone from the CEO, COO, all the way down, it's the same message. Customer engagement, employee engagement. This is what we do here at TransDev.
Have a nice day.
It's not a job that you gotta drag yourself out of bed to get here. It's you wake up every morning excited to be here. This is the most wonderful place to work.
Welcome back here now to the bottom of the 5th inning. Zeile back on the mound as he will deal strike 1 to Zach Evans, who is leading off for the Power. I did find out that pitcher's name, by the way. I went over to the press box and asked. It is number 38, Sam Worthen. He actually was just entered today, so that's why. As that one is lined into left, Levesque will come under it and will make the play. So that is a fly out by Evans to start the bottom of the 5th inning, so that'll put an out on the board. And so that's why Worthen and Kench were not in point streak, is because they just got here a couple days ago, so they haven't entered them in yet. And so Sam Worthen was the one on the mound. And so now that'll bring up number 44, Jackson Strong, the right fielder tonight. He reached on a fielder's choice and then singled in his first 2 at-bats. Zeile sets, deals. That one is in there, called strike 1. 0-1 the count now. too strong, excuse me. Zealy now will set, deliver. That one is down low for ball one. So count will even up at aces wide here. One strike, one out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Zealy now will set, deliver. That one is down low for ball two. So 2-1, the counts are strong as he takes the lead. Zealy now will set, fire. That one is down low again. Ball three. He's trying to get that call in the low of the zone. He got it once, but he hasn't gotten it since. So 3-1, the count is strong here. I think he needs to go to something else here to try and get back in the count. Zealy sets, steals, swung on a chop back foul, or struggled to it for him. That was the exact same pitch, low in the zone again. Strong swung at that one and fouled it off right field side. So the count goes full here. Big pitch coming up here for Zealy, trying to get what would be his first strikeout of the ball game to put 2 outs on the board here in the in the bottom of the fifth inning. Zealy now 3-2 set, steals. That one is just down low, called ball 4. And so that'll be a walk for Strong to put a runner on first here with 1 out in the bottom of the fifth. Zealy once again went back down low in the zone, couldn't get the call. And so now that'll bring up number 2, Vincent Morrow, the first baseman tonight. He grounded out in his first at-bat and then RBI singled in his second at-bat. Zealy now will set, fire. That one is in there, called strike one. Now that was a very good pitch there by Zealy right in the middle of the zone. Count goes 0-1. That was a fastball. 0-1 the count. Strong still over there at first. Zealy now will set, deliver. That one is upstairs and outside for ball 1. So count goes aces wild again here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. Zealy sets, delivers, swing and a miss there by Morrow. So the count will go 1-2 now. Zealy still looking for his first strikeout. This would be a big one to put 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the fifth. Zealy now 1-2. Will set, fire. That is going to be down low, called ball 2. So 2-2 the count to Morrow here as the count evens up. He's gone down low again. He's gotten that call a couple times. He hasn't gotten it the last couple. 2-2 the count. Zealy now will set, deal. Strong's going to try and steal second. He's going to have to come back as that one is fouled off. Right field side out of play. So the count will stay 2-2 to Morrow. And Strong will have to trot his way back to first. Zealy sets, fire, swung on it, driven to short. Bear fields it, throw to second, and Blake in time. So that'll be a fielder's choice out in order to put 2 outs on the board. And so a very smart decision there by Bear to go to second and Blake to get the lead runner, who was Strong. And so now that'll put 2 outs on the board and still only a runner at first in Morrow for the power. And so now that'll bring up number 27, Steve Merkel, the extra hitter tonight. He lined out in his first at-bat and then was walked in his second at-bat. Zealy needs 1 out in order to end the bottom of the fifth and get the bats back up. Zealy will set, deal, and Morrow's going to try and steal second. He will steal second as Barnstein put in a pretty good throw, but that was not in time. Morrow had a great jump, and so 1-0 the count to Merkel. 2 outs here still in the bottom of the fifth. Runner now in scoring position for the power, over there with Morrow at second. Zealy 1-0. Will now set, fire. That one is just inside ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Merkel here. Or excuse me, 1-1. That was the first pitch was called strike 1. So 1-1 the count now as it evens up to Merkel. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Zealy sets, steal, swung on it, popped straight up in the air. And it'll be Muzio calling for it at first. He will make the play and end the inning. So no runs for the power here in the bottom of the fifth. The Pioneers will go to the top of the sixth, still leading at 5-3. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the 6th inning here. Pioneers lead at 5-3 over the Power. And it'll be Sam Worthen. I finally found out his name on the mound here for the Power. I no longer have to call him just 38. It is Worthen on the mound. And leading off this inning for the Pioneers, it'll be number 44, Chris Bear, the third baseman tonight. He doubled in his first at-bat, grounded out in his second at-bat. Worthen now will set, deliver. That one is in there. Cold strike one. 0-1 the count to Bear. No outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Worthen now will set, deliver. That one is in there just outside. Called ball one. I thought that was going to be called strike two, to be honest. However, the count will even up to Bear. 1-1. Worthen now will set, deal, swing and a miss there by Bear. And the count will quickly go 1-2 now. So 1-2 the count to Bear. No outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Worthen now sets, delivers, swing on it, driven into the gap in right, and that'll be a base hit. A single for Bear off the end of his bat, and Bear stays hot, 2-3 tonight. And so now that'll bring up number 16, Christian Zeely, the extra hitter tonight. He reached on a fielder's choice in his first at-bat and then was hit by a pitch in his second at-bat. And a runner on first there for the Pioneers with no outs on the board. There does appear to be a pitcher warming in the bullpen for the Power. Worthen now sets, deals. Bear is going to try and steal. He's going to have to come back as that one is fouled back by Zeely. So the count will go 0-1. Still no outs here in the top of the 6th. Bear over there at first. Worthen looks over to Bear. Now we'll set, deal. That one is going to be in there. Cold strike two. So 0-2 the count to Zeely here. Still no outs in the top of the 6th, so not in too much trouble even if Zeely gets out. It'll be Faudio, Levesque, and Bartenstein after him. The bottom of the order here for the Pioneers. Worthen sets, deals. That one is going to be outside. Cold ball one. So 1-2 the count to Zeely. No outs here, still in the top of the 6th. Bear over there at first for the Pioneers. Worthen now sets, deals, swung on it, driven off the end of his bat. That is going to be second. Will turn to second, not in time. They're going to call him out. They're going to call a double play. It was a bang-bang. It looked like Zeely might have been able to get over there safe. However, they're going to rule him out anyway. So that was a 6-4-3 double play. And so that'll put 2 outs on the board here in the top of the 6th for the Power. So all of a sudden, Pioneers went from looking like they were going to extend their lead to having nothing. And so now that'll bring up number 26, Blaze Faudio, the shortstop tonight. He was walked in his first at-bat, then lined out in his second at-bat. Worthen now will set, deliver. That one is going to be down low and inside for ball one. 1-0 the count to Faudio. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Worthen now sets, fire, swung on it, popped up off the end of his bat. Going back as the right fielder strong, and he will come in and make the play. So fly out there by Faudio to end the inning. Pioneers come up empty in the top of the 6th. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, however, they still lead it 5-3. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. Christian Zeely still on the mound for the Pioneers here to start the bottom of the 6th. And I have a little bit of update looking around the West Division of the PGCBL today. The other storyline is Jamestown and Newark are having a double header today. And of course, if Newark got some wins, that could help out the Pioneers. If they are able to finish off the Power here, then they could potentially jump Jamestown up into second place. However, that looks very unlikely, as Jamestown already won game 1 of the doubleheader, 4-3 the final. Another brutal loss for Newark. I feel for them at this point. And then currently in the bottom of the first inning, Jamestown leads it in game 2 of that doubleheader, 2-1 over Newark. So if Jamestown's able to get both of those wins, then even with the win today from the Pioneers, they will not be able to jump Jamestown. However, it will solidify them in third, so this win still does mean a lot, as that one is down low. Ball 1 from Zealy to number 41, Billy Morris, the third baseman tonight, who is leading off this inning for the Power. He singled in his first at-bat and then grounded out in his second at-bat. Zealy sets steals. That is going to be a hit by pitch to Morris, and so Zealy gives up a leadoff walk here via the hit by pitch to start the bottom of the 6th. Not what Zealy was looking for. And so now that'll bring up number 3, Nick DiCarlo, the left fielder tonight. He singled in his first at-bat, struck out in his second at-bat. No outs here in the bottom of the 6th. A runner at first already in Morris for the Power. Other pitchers listed were Brendan Ferrari, Kevin Serrano, Eric Burkan, Nick Ficcaro, and Kevin McGovern, all on the lineup sheet given to me by Coach Drum. It was wrong, so to be completely honest, anything could happen. Coach Drum could go to anybody, as that's ball 1 to DiCarlo. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ferrari comes back in and closes this one out in the 9th if they are still winning. That one will be chopped down the third base line. Bear will field it and throw back home. That is actually going to be foul, so everyone's going to have to come back. I thought that was fair for a moment. However, Bear just tosses it back to Zealy. So, count will go 1-1 to DiCarlo as it evens up. I wouldn't be surprised if Zealy goes maybe another inning or 2, and then perhaps Ficcaro to mend the bridge until Ferrari comes in the 9th. Or potentially maybe Burkan as well. I could see either of those. That one is going to be a check over there to first. However, Morris able to get back in time, so he will still be safe. 1-1 still to count to DiCarlo here. No outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Double play is available for Zealy if he can get a ground out there from DiCarlo. That's a swing and a miss instead. So 1-2 the count to DiCarlo. No outs here in the bottom of the bottom of the 6th, excuse me. And so this would be a big strikeout for Zealy if he can get it here. It would be his first of the ball game. Zealy now 1-2 sets, fires. That one is just outside, call ball 2. And so the count will now even up 2-2 to DiCarlo here. No outs in the bottom of the 6th. Zealy still looking for that first strikeout here. Zealy now sets, fire, swing, and a chop back foul. They're going to call him out, so that's a strikeout for Zealy. It was hard to tell whether he got a piece of it or not. And so they're going to call it a strikeout. And that'll put an out here on the board for Zealy in the bottom of the 6th. So that was a big strikeout there. Not to mention his first one of the ball game. So one out here in the bottom of the 6th is now that'll bring up number 9, Cal Brazier, the designated hitter tonight. He was walked in his first at-bat, grounded out in his second at-bat. Zealy now will check over to first. Muzio misses it, and that's going to be an extra base for Morris. Morris who's going to run over to second. He's going to run over to third. Muzio's going to have to throw back to Faudio, and he will. So that's 2 extra bases there as Zealy missed the throw to Muzio. Muzio missed it as well. So now a runner at third and Morris with only 1 out. So this completely changes the situation now for Zealy. And so now Zealy really needs some outs as the double play was once available. It is no longer. And so now Zealy looking for strikeouts. And the infield in, expecting bunt from Brazier. Zealy now will set, fire. That one is going to be inside upstairs for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Brazier. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Zealy set, steals. That one is inside, ball 2. 2-0 the count to Brazier. Zealy does not want to walk him here. Also Zach Nelson available. I wouldn't be surprised actually if Nelson gets the bridge after Zealy in order to try and get the Pioneers to the 9th. Zealy will set, deal. That one is going to be down low, ball 3. 3-0 the count to Brazier. This is not good for Zealy. He does not want to walk Brazier here to put another base runner on. Still infield way in, expecting bunt. Zealy now, 3-0. Will set, fire. That one is going to be in there, called strike 1. A very nice pitch there by Zealy to stave off the walk. So 3-1 goes the count to Brazier. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Zealy needs a strike here 3-1. Zealy sets fire. Swung on a driven. And Fadio able to grab it. And will turn to first in time. Namusio, what a play! What a grab by Fadio. Amazing. He stretched out and with one hand grabbed it. Unreal. That might have been one of the best diving plays I've ever seen by a shortstop. A great play by Fadio to put 2 outs on the board. That was massive. That would have at least scored 1 run and probably been a double for Brazier had Fadio not grabbed that. And so now that I bring up number 28, Jeremy Galinsky, the catcher tonight with now 2 outs on the board. So any out ends it for Zealy. Galinsky struck out and then grounded out in his first 2 at-bats. Zealy sets fires. That is a swing and a miss there by Galinsky. Count goes 0-1. 0-1 the count to Galinsky. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Zealy now 0-1. Will now set, deliver. That one is down low, called ball 1. So 1-1 the count now to Galinsky. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The scoreboard seems to be malfunctioning here a little bit in Niagara. Zealy 1-1 will set, fire, swung on a chopped foul, third base side, and so the count will go 1-2. Zealy can pick up his second strikeout here and end the bottom of the 6th inning on this 1-2 count to Galinsky. Zealy here, this is a big opportunity for Zealy. 1-2 the count. Zealy now will set, fire, swing and a miss. Hey, struck him out. That is the second strikeout for Christian Zealy, and that will end the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs for the Power in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th. Pioneers still lead it 5-3.
I came in for an interview and I started driving. My name is Randy Ramnarayan. I'm the Director of Transportation here at TransDev, and I've been here on property for 16 years. People come up to you and say, hey, I remember you as an operator, and you did this for me, and it just overwhelms me, and it makes me so joyful to know that I made a difference. Everyone from the CEO, COO, all the way down, it's the same message. Customer engagement, employee engagement. This is what we do here at TransDev.
Have a nice day.
It's not a job that you gotta drag yourself out of bed to get here. It's you wake up every morning excited to be here. This is the most wonderful place to work.
Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the 7th inning here, and finally, as there's been another pitching change for Niagara, finally there's a pitcher that's listed on their point streak that I know the name of. So this is Callum Thiel, number 45, who will be pitching for the Power now. He has the worst ERA out of any pitcher on the Niagara Power roster. He's only appeared in 1 game and only thrown for 1 inning. However, in that inning, he gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, and had no strikeouts. He has an 18.0 ERA. So certainly something, especially with the Pioneers' bats have been going, certainly someone they can probably take advantage of here and try and extend this 5-3 lead. And leading off this inning for the Pioneers, it'll be number 30, Cam Levesque, the left fielder tonight. He sacrificed fly in his first at-bat and then singled in his second at-bat. And so Levesque will be coming in to face Thiel here. Thiel now having a bit of a discussion with some of his teammates in the infield and with Galinsky behind the plate. Looks like that conversation is over. And so now they'll be ready to go. Levesque now will step into the batter's box to face Thiel. Thiel now will set, fire. That is going to be a bunt shown by Levesque. However, that ball was down in the dirt. So that is going to be a 1-0 count to Levesque. No out here in the top of the 7th. Obviously, Pioneers looking to extend their 5-3 lead and give you more room for Zealy to work with. Thiel now 1-0. Will set, deliver, swing and a miss there by Levesque, and another ball that bounced off the ground. And so the count will go 1-1. I think if Levesque starts taking here, I don't know that Thiel could throw strikes. His first 2 pitches have been down low in the dirt. So we'll have to see. 1-1. I think Levesque should take this one. Thiel will set. Deal. That one is going to be down low. Call strike 2. He did take it, and that one was in the strike zone. So he listened to me, but it was bad advice. I don't think he should listen to me anymore. 1-2 the count now as he took strike 2. No outs here in the top of the 7th. Thiel now 1-2 will set, deliver, swing and a miss there, and now Levesque is going to run to first. Galinsky will get the throw over there, so that will be a drop-through strikeout for Thiel to put 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. And so now that'll bring up number 15, Brody Bartenstein, the catcher tonight, the 10th batter in the Pioneers lineup. He popped out in his first at-bat, flew out in his second at-bat. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Thiel now will set, deal, swing and a miss there by Bartenstein. The count will go 0-1. 0-1 the count to Bartenstein. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Galinsky, once again, that one got away from him a little bit. It'll be the top of the order up after Bartenstein, Gingrich, Muzio, and Schroeder. So the bats, the top of the order coming up, and their big bats coming up. So if Bartenstein can get on with only 1 out on the board, that'd be very good for the Pioneers. Thiel will set, deal. That one's going to be down low, ball 1. So count will even up at aces wild here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Thiel now will look over to Bartenstein, and now will set, deliver. That one is going to be upstairs and outside for ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Bartenstein here with only 1 out in the top of the 7th. Like I said, if Bartenstein can get on, that'd be massive with the top of the order right after him. Thiel now 2-1, sets, fires, swung on a driven down the third base line to the third baseman, who will turn to first in time. No, they're gonna rule that Morrow was off the bag, so Bartenstein will be safe. Bartenstein will be safe at first, and that'll be a single for him. And so now that'll bring up the top of the lineup with only 1 out. Bartenstein got on, and so now that'll bring up Weston Gingrich, number 4, the center fielder. Here with only 1 out. He popped out in his first at-bat, was walked in his second at-bat, then grounded out in his third at-bat. Bartenstein over there at first. Pioneers looking to extend their 5-3 lead. Thiel now will set, fire. That one's going to be upstairs for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Gingrich here. 1 out in the top of the 7th. Bartenstein still over there at first. Thiel looks over to Bartenstein. And now we'll set, deliver, swung on it, driven into center field. That might get down. The center fielder will actually grab it. So unfortunately, that's a line out to Johnson. Or a fly out, excuse me. Flew out to Johnson there, Gingrich did. That was almost a base hit. A couple more feet to the right, and I don't think Johnson's getting that. So unfortunately, that will put 2 outs on the board here for the Pioneers. However, that will bring up number 77, Joe Muzio, the first baseman tonight. Muzio struck out in his first at-bat, popped out in his second at-bat, and then RBI singled in his third at-bat. He's been very hot as of late. Bartenstein still over there at first. Thiel will set, deal. That one is going to be down low in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 the count here to Muzio. I should actually say the turf, down low in the turf, because this is actually a turf field here, all turf field here in Niagara. There's no dirt on the field, actually. Thiel now sets, deal, swung on it, popped up by Muzio. right field side, and the count will even up at 1-1 here now. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Bartenstein still over there at first. Thiel looks over to Bartenstein. 1-1. Now sets, delivers. That one will be down low in the turf, and that will be ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Muzio as he takes the lead in the count. 2 outs here still in the top of the 7th. Muzio looking to try and crank another base hit here. He already has one tonight with that RBI single. If he can get on, that'll bring up Schroeder, who has been 3 for 3 tonight. So looking to get Schroeder up with 2 base runners on, and that'll be down low in the turf again for ball 3, excuse me. So 3-1 the count. Muzio, if he could draw a walk, that'll bring up Schroeder anyway. So that'll be very good for the Pioneers to put 2 base runners on and have the hottest bat in their lineup up. And like I said, this trend has been very good for the Pioneers. They've finally been able to put up runs with 2 outs on the board. I would love to see him do it here. 3-1. Thiel now sets, delivers. That one is down low. Again, ball 4. So that'll be a walk for Muzio. And now that'll put 2 runners on with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th for the Pioneers and bring up the hottest bat in their lineup. And number 10, John Schroeder, the right fielder tonight. He tripled in his first at-bat, singled in his second at-bat, and then RBI doubled in his third at-bat. If Schroeder goes 4 for 4 here, he'll have a chance for Bartenstein to score. Or if he draws a walk, that'll bring up Blake with the bases loaded. Either way, it's still very good for the Pioneers. Thiel looks over to Bartenstein, and now we'll set. Deal. That one is going to be in there. Cold strike 1. That's the first strike that Thiel has thrown in quite a long time. 0-1 the count to Schroeder. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Runners on first and second for the Pios. Thiel 0-1. Will now set, deliver. That is going to be down low in the turf. Almost got by Galinsky. The runners are going to have to stay where they are as he was able to recover. However, that one almost got through. So the count will even up to Schroeder. 1-1 here. Still 2 outs in the top of the 7th. There is a pitcher warming in the bullpen for the Power. Can't quite see who it is. Thiel looks over to Bartenstein and now will set, deliver. That one is going to be inside, ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Schroeder here as he takes the lead. Still 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Like I said, if Thiel were to walk Schroeder, he would load the bases for Blake, who is on the deck. Thiel now 2-1. We'll look over to Bartenstein. Sets, delivers, swung on a driven first base side, but foul. So the count will now even up at deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. This is a big at-bat here for the Pioneers. If Schroeder can get on or draw a walk, it'll load the bases and keep it alive. Otherwise, they'd strand 2 runners. And of course, they do have a 2-run lead, but Pioneers would love to give more insurance for the pitching. Thiel sets, deals. That is check swing, called strike 3. So that'll be a strikeout for Schroeder to end the inning. Thiel finally gets out. Pioneers do strand 2 runners on, but like I said, they still lead at 5-3 as we go to the bottom of the 7th right after this. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the bottom of the 7th inning here. Christian Zeile back on the mound here for the Pioneers to start the bottom of the 7th. Pioneers still lead at 5-3. And so, leading off this inning for the Power, it will be number 17, Brett Johnson, the center fielder tonight. He is the bottom of their order, so it'll be 1, 2, and 3 after him. So a little bit of a tough stretch here for Zeile. However, I believe he can get through it, and if he can get through this one cleanly and get the bats back up, any extra runs, and then they can potentially get Ferrari warming up in the bullpen in order to close this one out. I know Ferrari's on the list, so I know he only threw 1 inning last night, so even if he has to throw 2 tonight, that's still definitely manageable for him. Zeile will set fire. That one is down low and outside for ball 1 to Johnson. Johnson struck out in his first at-bat and then grounded out in his second at-bat. 1-0 the count to him. No outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Zeile now will set, deliver, swing and a miss there by Johnson on the changeup there by Zeile. So the count will go 1-1. 1-1 the count to Johnson. No outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Zeile now will set, deliver. That will be in there. Called strike 2. 1-2 the count now to Johnson. Zeile looking for what would be his his third strikeout here. And to put 1 out on the board here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Zeile now will set, deliver. That one is going to be upstairs. Called ball 2. So 2-2 the count now as it evens up to Johnson. Still no outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Zeile now sets, delivers. That one is going to be down low and inside for ball 3. So 3-2 the count to Johnson. It's full count here. Big pitch already coming up for Zeile. Trying not to give up a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 7th. Zeile now will set, fire. That one is going to be a hit by pitch and a walk. So Johnson will be hit by a pitch and go over to first. So a leadoff walk here for Zeile is not a great start in the bottom of the 7th. I would not be surprised, like I said. I'm sure Coach Drum would love to get Zeile to go through all of the innings up until the 9th and just throw Ferrari out there to close the game. However, potentially Nelson might be needed to bridge a couple innings. We'll have to see. However, leading off this inning, it'll be number 30, or excuse me, we're back up to the top of the order, and the leadoff man, number 30, Andrew Stillinger, the second baseman, as he will swing and a miss at called strike 1 there by Zeile. He struck out in his first at-bat and then back-to-back singled in his second and third at-bats. So he's been hot recently. Zeile trying to end that streak. 0-1 the count to Stillinger. No outs here in the bottom of the 7th. It's Johnson over there at first. Zeile will set, deal, swing on it, driven over to second base. Blake will turn to Fadio, throw to Musio in time. That'll be a double play. 4-6-3 double play. And the Pioneers have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. What a great play there. And now Zeile only needs 1 out in order to end the inning. And now that'll bring up number 20, Zach Evans, the shortstop tonight. He singled in his first 2 at-bats and then flew out in his third at-bat. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Any out ends it for Zeile. Zeile now will set, deliver, swing, and it's chopped back foul by Evans. And so the count will go 0-1. He swung and chopped back at a pitch that was down low in the turf. And so the count will go 0-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Zeile now will set, deliver. That one will be outside down low for ball 1. So 1-1 the count now as it evens up to Evans here by Zeile. 2 outs still in the bottom of the 7th. Zeile now, 1-1, sets, fire, swung on it, driven, over to shortstop at Fadio. Fadio fields it, throws to Musio in time. That will end the inning on a ground out to Evans. No runs for the Power in the bottom of the 7th inning. We go to the top of the 8th. Right after this, Pioneers still lead it 5-3. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the top of the 8th inning here, and another new pitcher on the mound here for the Power. It's number 10, Alex DeZeman, who's listed under a utility player. He's making his 7th appearance. He also has 1 start. He's thrown 11 innings, given up 14 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those earned, 7 walks, and has 7 strikeouts. He has an 0-2 record and 1 save on his resume so far, and a 3.17 ERA. Leading off this inning for the Pioneers, it'll be number 9, Aiden Blake, who's been pretty hot tonight. He has an RBI single in his first at-bat, grounded out in his second at-bat, and then RBI singled again in his third at-bat. DeZeman fires. That one is in there, called strike 1. So 0-1 the count to Blake. Pioneers still lead it by 2 runs here in the top of the 8th inning. And so any more runs for them will just be insurance at this point. 1-1 the count to Blake, as that one was outside from DeZeman. So count evens up. No outs here in the top of the 8th inning. DeZeman now sets, delivers. That one is outside again. Ball 2. So 2-1 the count to Blake here. Still no outs in the top of the 8th. DeZeman now will set, deliver. That one is upstairs and inside. Ball 3. Blake almost got hit up in there in the face. He had to walk away from that one. And so the count will go 3-1 now. DeZeman in danger of walking Blake here. It'd be good for the Pioneers. A leadoff walk is always good. DeZeman will set, deal. That one is going to be down low. Called strike 2. Blake was walking away, and the umpire calls him back. And so the count will go 3-2 now, and it's filled up to Blake. So big pitch coming up here for DeZeman. Trying not to give up the walk. DeZeman now 3-2. No outs here in the top of the 8th. DeZeman now will set, deliver. That one is going to be inside. Call strike 3. Blake was walking away again. Blake does not like the call. The dugout doesn't like the call. But that is going to be a strikeout for Blake. And now that'll put it out on the board here in the top of the 8th inning. A really controversial call there that I don't think anyone, Blake and dugout included, liked. And so now that'll bring up number 14, Jake Keller, the designated hitter tonight. He lined out in his first at-bat, flew out in his second at-bat. He swings and a miss at that first pitch. He also struck out in his third at-bat, so he's 0 for 3 tonight. Looking to change that here against DeZeman. 0-1 the count now. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. DeZeman now will set, deliver. That one will be down low for ball 1. So 1-1 the count to Keller here as it evens up to Aces Wild. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 8th. DeZeman 1-1. Will set, fire, swung on a driven first base side to DeZeman. DeZeman will turn to Morrow at first in time, and that will be 2 away on a ground out there by Keller. And so now that'll put 2 outs on the board here for DeZeman in the top of the 8th. But now that'll bring up number 44, Chris Bear, the third baseman tonight. He doubled in his first at-bat, rounded out in his second at-bat, and then singled in his third at-bat. DeZeman sets, delivers, swung on a chop back foul by Bear, and the count will go 0-1. 0-1 the count to Bear, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. DeZeman now 0-1, sets, delivers, swing and a miss there by Bear again. Count goes 0-2. DeZeman looking for 1 more strike to pick up the strikeout and end the inning. DeZeman 0-2 sets, delivers, swing and a miss there, and he gets it. That's a strikeout by Bear. DeZeman goes 1-2-3. In the top of the 8th, no runs for the Pioneers. We go to the bottom of the 8th. However, they still lead it 5-3. Welcome back to the Pioneers live stream. It's the bottom of the 8th inning here. Pioneers lead at 5-3. Christian Zeile still on the mound for the Pioneers here to start the bottom of the 8th inning. Zeile's done a fantastic job today, bridging the gap from Murray after he got pulled after only 3 innings of work. And so now he's gone 4 innings plus anything that he goes in this inning. And if he goes clean through this inning, that means that potentially Ferrari or someone else, or maybe even just Zeile throws in the 9th. And the Pioneers may just be able to get out of this one with only 2 arms used, which would be big considering the number of doubleheaders they have coming up. Zeile was set deal, swung on a chop back foul by Jackson Strong. Number 44, the leadoff man this inning for the Power, the right fielder tonight. He reached on a fielder's choice in his first at-bat, singled in his second at-bat, and then was walked in his third at-bat. There's a variety of arms warming in the bullpen for the Pioneers, including Ferrari and number 88, Joseph Keldson, who's also warming. Count now goes 1-1 as the ball that was down low in the turf from Zeile. So 1-1 the count, no outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Zeile now sets, delivers, swing and a miss there by Strong, and the count quickly goes 1-2 now. Zeile looking for what would be his 3rd strikeout of the night here to put one out on the board in the bottom of the 8th inning. Zeile now 1-2, payoff pitch. Will now set, fire. That one is just down low for ball 2. Once again, he went back to the down low in the zone. Just didn't quite get the call on that. So the count will go 2-2 here now as it evens up to Strong. Zeile sets, fire, swung on a chop foul right field side. And the count will stay 2-2. Strong staying alive here. So 2-2 the count still to Strong. No outs here in the bottom of the 8th. This will be a big first out for Zeile. Zeile now sets, delivers, swung on a chop back foul again by Strong. This time into the netting behind home plate. And so the count will still stay at 2-2. Strong staying alive. Zeile 2-2 sets, fire, swung on a driven to second, and Blake cuts it off. Will throw to Musio. In time, throw it out. What a throw there by Blake. He was down on the ground. He had to slide to go and cut that ball off. And what a play for him to get up and throw to Musio just in time. And I do mean just, maybe by half a step. And so that will be one away. Niagara's manager was not happy with the call over here at third base. However, 1 out will stand in the bottom of the 8th inning. A big out there for Zeile. And so now that'll bring up number 2, Vincent Morrow, the first baseman tonight. He grounded out in his first at-bat, RBI singled in his second at-bat, and then reached on a fielder's choice in his third at-bat. Zeile will now set, deal, swung on a driven over Blake's head. That'll be a base hit in the center. Schroeder will cut it off and throw back to Blake. And so that'll be a single here with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. No signs from the dugout that Zeile's going to change. Both Ferrari and Keldson are warming. So they do have options if Zeile gets into trouble. However, he's not in too much trouble. Only a runner on first with 1 out here. So especially if he can get an out here from Merkel, who's now at the plate, number 27, Steve Merkel, the extra hitter tonight. If Zeile can get an out here, then he really will be fine. Zeile sets, fires. That is going to be a hit by pitch. So now Zeile might be dealing with some trouble here now, as that is going to be a hit by pitch walk to put 2 runners on here for the Power with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. So a little bit of trouble here now brewing for Zeile, and Barnstein's going to have a conversation with him. And so now that'll bring up number 41, Billy Morris, the third baseman tonight. He singled in his first at-bat, grounded out in his second at-bat, and then hit by a pitch in his third at-bat. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. If Zeile can get 1 more or could get a double play is still available here for the Pioneers. And Barnstein and Zeile still having a talk. Looks like they're both on the same page now, and so they'll be ready to go. Once again, like I said, both Keldson and Ferrari are warming in the bullpen, so plenty of options for Drum to go to if he doesn't like Zeile anymore. Zeile, nothing to take away from him here. He's done fantastic this game. I want to make that very clear. Zeile looks over to second. And now will set, deliver, swung on a chop back foul by Morris, and the count will go 0-1. Morris singled in his first at-bat, grounded out in his second at-bat, and then hit by a pitch in his third at-bat. Count will go 0-1, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Zeile now 0-1. Will now set, deliver. That is going to be in there. Called strike two. A very good pitch there by Zeile. That was the low in the zone pitch, but he got the call this time. So 0-2 the count to Morris here. If Zeile can pick up his third strikeout here, that would be massive to put 2 outs on the board. Zeile sets, fires, swung on a pop into center. It'll be Gingrich coming under it. He will make the play, and he will hold the runners by throwing into Fadio. So that'll be 2 outs on a fly out there by Morris. And that will keep the runners in after a good throw there by Gingrich. So now 2 outs on the board in the bottom of the 8th. Any out ends it for Zeile. And it'll be number 3, Nick DiCarlo, the left fielder at the plate. DiCarlo singled in his first at-bat, struck out in his second at-bat, and then struck out in his third at-bat. Zeile gets an out here, and then only 1 out in 1 inning is needed of work from Ferrari again. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ferrari comes in this situation in the bottom of the 9th inning. However, it would be massive if Zeile can get through all 5 of these innings cleanly, because he will have thrown 5 innings if he gets this last out. He's at 4.2 right now. Zeile sets, steals. That one is in there. Called strike 1 to DiCarlo. Or no, it's not to DiCarlo, actually. It's a pinch hitter here. Excuse me. It is number 13, Andrew Fairbrother. Fairbrother is now pinch hitting for DiCarlo in this situation. 0-1 the count. Zeile will set, deal, swung on a driven, third base side to the left. That'll be a base hit. That'll score a run. Morrow's going to come in, and the throw to home is not in time. Throw back to third is in time. No! They're going to say he's safe. Really, I thought Bear got the tag down. So in this situation, a run has scored, so it's a very tight ball game here. 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th all of a sudden. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. However, now with that RBI single from Fairbrother, that'll tighten things up. Still 2 outs here, so any out ends it for Zeile, and I think that's going to be it. That is going to be probably it for Zeile here, unless Drum's just coming out to talk with him. It would be number 9, Cal Brazier at the plate after this discussion. It doesn't look like anyone's coming from the bullpen, so I think Zeile is just going to go and try and get this last out. If he can get it and give Ferrari a lead for the bottom of the 9th, that'd be massive. He does not want to give up a tying run here, though, as then the Pioneers would have to answer in the top of the 9th in order to avoid extras. So this is a big moment here. An interesting decision by Drum. He's going to keep Zeile in there. Zeile has been solid throughout this game. He's been fantastic. He's kept the Pioneers in this one through 4.2 innings of work. He needs 1 more out in order to give Ferrari a lead in the bottom of the 9th. Brazier will be the man who he has to get out. He was walked in his first at-bat, ground down in his second at-bat, and then ground down in his third at-bat. Any out ends it for Zeile. It doesn't have to be a strikeout. Any out. Zeile now will set, deliver. That's going to be in there just outside ball 1. 1-0 the count to Brazier. I think if Zeile walks Brazier in this situation, they're going to go to Ferrari to try and get a strikeout in order to end the inning and keep this one tied, or keep this one with the lead. Zeile sets, deals. That's going to be down low and outside for ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Brazier. The mound meeting has not been working so far for Andrew Drum. 2-0 the count now to Zeile, or excuse me, to Brazier. Zeile now will check over to first, and Muzio does not even put a tag down. Fairbrother back in time. And so it's Merkel at third, Fairbrother at first. Fairbrother's going to try it to go. That is going to be a ball, no throw made. Three and 0 the count now to Brazier. And now if Brazier is walked, it would load the base, and I have to imagine Drum will go to Ferrari here if Brazier is walked. 3-0, Zeile will set, deal out. It's going to be down low, and that will be a walk. So that'll be a ball 4 walk here to load the bases for the power in the bottom of the 8th. And now Zeile just really has to get an out. Like I said, any out ends it. And they're going to stick with Zeile here. I don't know about this decision. We're going to have to see. I like Zeile so far this game. He's been amazing. But at this point, he's thrown for 4.2 innings, which is longer than what most relievers do in a game. Drum sticking with him here to get one last out. Zeile will set, deal. That's going to be upstairs for ball 1 to Galinsky. And Zealy cannot afford a walk right now, as that would walk in a run to tie the ball game. So 1-0 the count to Galinsky here. Zealy needs 1 out, any out. Zealy now will set, deliver. That's going to be down low, ball 2. 2-0 the count out to Galinsky. I don't know if I like this decision, but we'll have to stick with it. 2-0 the count. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. Zealy, any out, ends it. Will now set, fire. That's going to be down low, 3-0. If Zealy walks Galinsky here, that will give the Power a tie ball game. And I have to imagine that would be it for Zealy. Zealy 3-0. Needs a pitch here to get back in the count to save off a tying run. That'll be in there, called strike 1. 3-1 the count out of Galinsky. If Zealy can work his way for an out here, that'd be massive. 3-1 the count. Zealy needs another strike here. Or any out. Any out will end it. And keep this with the lead. That'll be in there, called strike 2. And now 3-2 goes the count. This is the biggest pitch of the ball game right here, right now. Niagara doesn't like the call, but it stands. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Zealy strikes him out. The Pioneers will have a lead going to the bottom of the 9th. He walks him, tied ball game. 3-2. Zealy now needs this punch out desperately. 3-2. Will now set, deliver, swing and a miss. He struck him out. That will end the inning in the bottom of the 8th. Zealy gets that out. The Pioneers still have a lead. Going to the top of the 9th, 5-4. They lead it. We will go with the bats up for the Pioneers right after this.
Thousands of parts daily. Over time, Hilliard's product line has diversified, but our company has stayed true to our Elmira roots. Today, Hilliard maintains its original location while continually expanding its motion control and filtration product lines in the Elmira area. Hilliard designs and manufactures for companies around the globe, occupying more than 500,000 square feet and employing about 500 people. Taking pride in serving the Elmira community for over a century, the Hilliard Corporation.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health. Counted on us to heal you, support you, encourage you, get you back on your feet. And for more than a century, Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do. Because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Looking forward while embracing our legacy. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients. Focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. At Arnett, we're nurses, doctors, and teams of other caregivers inspired by healing. We know your physical, emotional, and spiritual health are each part of the whole of you. To continue.
Welcome back here to the top of the 9th inning here. Pioneers lead at 5-4 here over the Power. And leading off this inning, it'll be number 8, Cooper Smith, who I thought was going to be making his return today, starting. However, he will be pinch hitting here, replacing Christian Zealy. Zealy done for the night. And what a performance he did. He threw 5 innings, gave up 1 run to keep the Pioneers with a lead 5-4. As then it'll probably be Brendan Ferrari, I would expect, coming into the bottom of the 9th. And so what a masterful performance by Zealy. He did an amazing job today to keep the Pioneers in this game after relieving Murray after 3 innings. DeZeman's still up there for the Power, and that one will be fouled off and called strike 1. So 0-1 the count to Cooper Smith here, no outs in the top of the 9th. Obviously, Pioneers would love to give Ferrari an insurance run. DeZeman set steals, swung on a driven left field side. That might drop. It will drop. That's going to be a double for Smith as it goes all the way to the wall. It might be a triple. It is going to be a triple. Smith is going to round second, come to third. In his return, in his first at-bat, he gets a triple. What a start for Cooper Smith. And now, a leadoff triple here for Smith in the top of the 9th inning. And now with no outs on the board, Pioneers looking to give Ferrari that insurance. And now that I'm here, number 26, Blaze Fadio, the shortstop tonight. Fadio walked in his first at-bat, lined out in his second at-bat, and then flew out in his third at-bat. DeZeman set, steals down with his upstairs and outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count now. 1-0 the count to Fadio. No outs here in the top of the ninth. DeZeman fires. That one is down low for ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Fadio here as he quickly takes the lead. DeZeman looking for a pitch to get back in the count here. Obviously, we would love it if Fadio could keep getting balls. DeZeman sets, steals. That one is going to be called strike 1. So 2-1 the count out of Fadio. Still a runner at third in Cooper Smith. And even if Fadio flies out here, that might be enough on the sacrifice fly to get Cooper Smith home and get that insurance run. DeZeman sets, steals, swung on a driven third base side, right to the third baseman. Smith is safe, and they will throw to Fadio at first in time. So that'll be a ground out for Fadio. Almost cost Cooper Smith an out, as that was thrown right to the third baseman. However, Cooper Smith aware enough and very smart to get back on that base quickly. And so that will keep him alive at third with only 1 out here in the top of the ninth. And so Pioneers definitely in business, as now that'll bring on number 30, Cam Levesque, who will then chop one over to first. And now they're going to throw home. Cooper Smith will be out at home. Levesque will be safe at first. A little bit of over-aggression there by Cooper Smith trying to get an insurance run. I understand that, but I think he should have stayed in that situation personally. It's a tough call, though. Smith will be out at first, or excuse me, out at home. Levesque will be over there safe at first, so there will be 1 out here in the, or excuse me, 2 outs here in the top of the ninth inning. As now that'll bring up number 15, Brody Bartenstein, the catcher. Levesque over there at first. That one will be in there for called strike 1 from DeZeman. So 0-1 the count to Bartenstein. 2 outs here in the top of the ninth inning. Just Levesque over there at first. Bartenstein now will, DeZeman sets, deals. That one is called strike 2. So 0-2 the count now to Bartenstein. 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. 1 more strike ends it for DeZeman. DeZeman 0-2 looking for the strikeout to end the top of the ninth inning. DeZeman now sets, deals. That is swung on a driven over to first base, and Morrow will tag up, and that will end the top of the ninth inning. That is 1-2-3 for DeZeman in the top of the ninth. However, Pioneers have a lead, and it looks like it will be Brendan Ferrari coming in to close out in the bottom of the ninth inning right after this. Welcome back here to the Pioneers live stream. It's the bottom of the ninth inning. Pioneers get it 5-4 over the Power. And the Pioneers have brought in their closer, number 11, Brendan Ferrari, the man who has closed out so many baseball games for the Pioneers this season. It seems like he always closes out the ball games. He is making his 10th appearance as a 1.92 ERA and 14 innings pitched. He has only given up 9 hits, 3 runs, all of those earned, 4 walks, and has 14 strikeouts and 4 saves on his record already. Last night we saw him out at Newark where he threw for 1 inning, had 3 strikeouts. He struck out the side, got the save, and got the win for the Pioneers. He'll be looking to do the same here. It'll be the 10th batter, then the first and second will be the last 3 outs here for Niagara in the bottom of the 9th inning. So Ferrari will have to deal with a little bit of the top of the order. However, if he goes 1-2-3, not too much of it. And the first 2 have not done too much damage so far today. Both of them only have 2 singles on their records in terms of Stillinger and Evans. In the bottom of the lineup in Johnson, who will be leading off here, it'll be number 17, Brett Johnson, as long as they don't go to a pinch hitter here in Niagara. They don't, because I can see Johnson over there. So Johnson will be leading off the center fielder tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat, grounded out in his second at-bat, and then hit by a pitch in his third at-bat. Last night at Newark, Ferrari just simply said, Newark cannot touch my fastball, and he threw nothing but fastballs the entire bottom of the 9th inning, and they got all 3 strikeouts. I wonder if he's going to do the same thing here against Niagara and so just simply say, you can't touch my fastball and go all fastballs here in the bottom of the 9th. I'd love to see it either way. I don't mind, you know. I think Ferrari is one of the best arms for the Pioneers. Did not get the All-Star nod, however, I'm sure he was a close snub. Ferrari now will step onto the mound to face Johnson, who is just outside the batter's box, and now will step in. Last 3 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Ford Niagara down a run. Ferrari will set, deliver. That one is outside, or excuse me, inside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Johnson. No outs here in the bottom of the ninth. A 1-run ball game, so Ferrari does have to be a little careful. Ferrari sets, fires. That one is in there, just inside ball 2 again. 2 fastballs, but they're both inside. 2-0 goes the count to Johnson here. Ferrari does not want to walk anybody here in this inning. Ferrari 2-0. Will now set, deliver. That one is inside again. Ball 3. 3 straight fastballs all inside for Ferrari. Ferrari might have to go something else here. Fastball's not working. It's all inside. He hasn't gotten a call yet. He needs a strike here. Ferrari will set, deliver. That one is in there. Just inside. Call ball 4. That is 4 straight fastballs all inside from Ferrari, and he leads off a walk here in the bottom of the ninth, and that is the tying run, and Johnson at first. And now that I bring up number 30, Andrew Stillinger, the second baseman tonight. He struck out in his first at-bat, singled in his second and his third at-bat, and then grounded out in his fourth at-bat. Ferrari's going to be on his own here. All of the pitchers are leaving the bullpen for the Pioneers, so Ferrari has to get the outs. Ferrari now will set, deal. That is going to be inside. Called strike 1. The Musio will be over his head, and so Schroeder will cut it off. But there's going to be an extra base for Johnson, and the count will go 1-0. So that was a ball. That's the worst case scenario, as now the tying run is at second for the Power. Ferrari needs to throw strikes. 1-0 the count to Stillinger here. And the Pioneers in danger of losing this game here now, or at least tying it and sending it to extras. Ferrari 1-0 to Stillinger. Has been so clutch so many times. Just needs to get that fastball to get a strike. Swung on it, driven. Fadio lines out. Throws to Blake, not quite in time, but that will be one. That'll be one. Fadio making some incredible plays at shortstop tonight for the Pioneers. And so that will be 1 out on a line out that Fadio caught. I thought that was a base hit that was going to tie the ball game. Fadio, thank you for getting that. That'll be 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. Only 2 more needed for Fadio to get out of this, or excuse me, for Ferrari to get out of this with the win. Now it'll be number 20, Zach Evans, the shortstop up. He singled in his first 2 at-bats, flew out, and then grounded out in his last 2. Ferrari now will set, deliver. That'll be in there, called strike 1. There's the strike that Ferrari's been looking for. 0-1 the count to Evans. 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. Runner on second in Johnson for the Power. Ferrari now will look over to second. And now we'll set, deliver. That one is going to be just outside, call ball 1. 1-1 the count. Ferrari's throwing nothing but fastballs, but just he hasn't had the control that he had last night. Count will go aces wild. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. Come on, Ferrari. 1-1. Will now set, fire, swing, and a shot back foul by Evans. Count will go 1-2. Ferrari can pick up his first strikeout of the ball game, and this would be a massive one on this 1-2 count. He strikes Evans out, and there will be 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth, and any out will end it for Ferrari and give the Pioneers the win. They need it here. They need this win. Going to Batavia tomorrow, they need it. 1-1. 1-2. Ferrari sets, steal, swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's the first strikeout for Ferrari, and that will put 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the ninth for Ferrari. Ferrari 1 out away. And now that'll bring him number 44, Jackson Strong, the right fielder tonight, will be the final out for the Power. He fielder's choice in his first at-bat reached. He singled in his second at-bat, walked in his third, and grounded out in his fourth at-bat. Ferrari now looks to second, will set, deliver. That one is going to be inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Strong. Ferrari needs to be careful. Any base hit will probably score Johnson and tie the ball game. He only needs 1 more out to win it. Ferrari now will set, deliver. That one is going to be down low and outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count to Strong. Ferrari really doesn't want to walk Strong here. That would not be good, as then that would put the go-ahead run in play. Pioneers can still lose this ball game. 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Ferrari 2-0. Will set, deliver. That one is in there, called strike 1. That was a good pitch there by Ferrari to get back in the count. 2-1 the count to Strong. Ferrari needs one out. Any out. Any out ends it for Ferrari. 2-1. Just strong. Ferrari now. We'll look over to second. Sets. Deal. Swing and a miss there by Strong. Ferrari 1 strike away. It is deuces wild to count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here at the bottom of the 9th. Ferrari looking for back-to-back strikeouts to win the ball game. Ferrari 2-2. Will set, deliver, swung on it, popped up into the air. Bear's gonna go for it at third. He will come under it and make the play. That'll end it. Pioneers win it. Pioneers win it. 5-4 the final. They take down the Power here in Niagara. They improved to 17-10 overall in the season. They are on a 2-game winning streak, and they are going 3-1 against Niagara so far this season. That's their 3rd win. What a massive performance. Ferrari, a little bit of trouble, but he got it together, and he got exactly what he needed, which was 3 outs. What a performance by Zelia. I want to give a ton of credit to him. He did fantastic tonight, pitching 5 innings, keeping it a lead for the Pioneers, handing it over to Ferrari to close it out. What a performance. And now looking over to the schedule, it doesn't get much easier for the Pioneers, as they have to go on the road to Batavia tomorrow. So it's going to be a very tiring stretch these next couple days. They have to go on the road tomorrow to Batavia, the 13th, to play a doubleheader in Batavia. They really need to split that series. I don't think that the Pioneers will probably not sweep it, but they will try and split it. And I think if they split it, they'll still be in good shape. They just don't want to get swept in Batavia. Of course, they have not won in Batavia. Every single home team in that series between Batavia and Pioneers have won. So they're trying to break that streak tomorrow. And then they'll be home versus this same Power team on the 14th, which will start a 4-game roadstead. And then the next 2 games, the 15th and the 16th, are both exhibition games. So a lot of stuff coming up for the Pioneers. Obviously, looking tomorrow to at least split against Batavia. I am Alex Shipperton, and until tomorrow in Batavia.